la, la.
Oh.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am Uncommon. Welcome to Uncommon Gaming and the Deputized Delvers episode number 7 with these. You know, I have like the sexiest players in D&D for the main crew, and I gotta settle on something for you guys, and maybe it's like
intriguing.
Intriguing? Is that feels like your girlfriend or your wife says, like, you know, how do I look? And you say intriguing.
That's what I was going for.
You're watching the best people in the universe right now, right here, the best ones. There are, and some of them get to be the sexiest players and the best ones in the universe, and they're double.
Damn.
Double your trouble.
So I showed up to the video call because we prep. I'm gonna fib for storytelling purposes, and I'm gonna have to say this now. But I was wearing my Snorlax onesie, and so was Greg, and one of us just had to change. I lost that battle. That is awesome.
Yep.
So how are you doing? And I'm, you know, obviously, how are my players doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's Friday. We're doing amazing.
Is it?
Oh,
I mean-
man.
Oh, shoot, it is.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
It's
We're gonna
Friday.
be playing D&D, so I'm doing great.
Oh man, and Spoopy has reached into her changeling roots and transformed for us today. Everybody say hi to Bruno.
Hi,
Yo,
Bruno.
Hi, are we live?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, the great that is the greatest mustache.
Thank you.
I mean, I guess it could tweet, like, kind of bend up a little
It
more, a little
looks-
more evil.
It looks
There
kind
it
of
is.
familiar.
There
They
it
make
is.
Anthony Piles jealous.
It
Oh,
would.
sorry. Am I supposed to be like this or something?
Oh. See, now we know where the Anthony Piles artwork came from. There's the man right there.
Yeah.
The model.
I don't have those abs though. I wish.
That's fair. I mean, I can only have so many abs that I can't share. I have no abs.
She is stuck in traffic, unfortunately. She'll be probably another 15 or so.
Oh.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. But thank you for coming and getting the video ready / sitting in the spice. So, last time we left off, and this is tricky because I think she'd kill me if I skipped where we left off. It was just like, oh, he walks by and nothing happened. So I'm going to have to move to a different part. But let's recap. Let's set a scene, ladies and gentlemen. The scene is in Ektoon's university. In fact, we could even university, seminary. We got to stick to the lingo. We're gonna pull on over to this giant black screen, and we're gonna check in on each of our members. Over here in the room, sleeping after a hard fought battle, or preparing for bed, or they're in their room. We find Beholder, Bernard, and actually let me get my screen up over here. And Clay, hanging out in the room. Now, last time, from their perspective, they went to class. Who got detention? Who was it again?
I
Was-
got Jesse in trouble.
So it was just Jesse, and it was just.
I got detention for something.
Did
but
everybody?
then-
All three of you got detention?
but
I got
I
it
didn't get
twice.
detention for today. I got detention for yesterday.
Okay.
Or for tomorrow.
Oh God,
Is it still tonight?
it's still tonight.
Okay, so we haven't slept yet.
Okay, who had the first set of detention?
Granny.
Granny and
Clay.
Granny and Clay. Okay, so Granny and Clay. So Clay got detention. It's been a couple weeks. I apologize for this memory. All right, it's like that memory that you forget that you're not supposed to keep eating, but you do anyway. You forget that you've had your pre-allotted slices of pizza. Then you keep going. Oh,
Reflection.
D&D and Beyond is incorrect. Oh, that's wrong. We can't do that. That is beyond acceptable.
But
Right, let's manage that extension really quick. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Doink.
Why?
Also, short announcement before I get too deep while I'm clicking around. We do have another Deputized Delver campaign that is kicking off and has we just got to get those dates going now.
I'm really excited to
Yeah,
watch
I can't
this
wait
one.
to watch it too. Oh,
Spend some Anthony Piles points.
On people. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, enough of that. So
Turnabout. Fair game.
make sure I get my thoughts. All right, so you had class. You attended the wonderful lecture of a Mr. Krang, the abjuration professor. Got in a little bit of trouble by causing some fights with Durant, and ended up cleaning the bathrooms of what? Well, monster goo. Because you went in there to clean the bathrooms, or you actually just went into the bathroom with a bucket. There were buckets in place, and then monsters came out and created the mess that you therefore had to clean. And at the moment where we left off, a couple of people were sleeping. We're focused a little bit on Clay and Beholder. Gwenna and Nibbles also in their rooms for the night. Don't think they can cause any additional trouble. But down here in the hallway, while Granite takes a bath, Finn waits in the hallway. She wants to have a word, last I checked, with Durant, who's over here on the far side, having an additional lesson, a class, something of the sort, over there. The Yeti sits in the hallway, staring down at our Finn, and I imagine it's kind of a glare. But time will pass, and the night will pass. Minutes will pass. 30 minutes, an hour. Granny, you start to prune up, but you feel clean.
I don't want to spend an hour in the bath. Ew.
Oh right, there was a poo bandit. And we alerted to the poo bandit. You don't want to spend an hour in the bath? And how long would you like to spend in the bath? We'll kind of set the timeline.
Like 40 minutes, and
40
then
minutes?
I would get out and like not have gross clothes on.
Yeah, and the bath was a little magical. As you soaked in, the water got dirty. You watched it drain and clean and refill with warm, soapy water until you were ready and felt clean, and then rinsing water, and it worked out really nicely.
That's a wonderful bath.
Now, for those 40 minutes, scrolling up to our Nibbles, Gwenna, Clay, and Beholder, what are you doing at this time as kind of the night settles down?
finding the best spot to dry off after being washed by Jesse or by Gwenna, and just staying warm and huddled in a ball.
Okay. Gwenna, what were you doing during this time? You've splashed him with water, created water under the bed. Now there's a pool that's kind of soaked out. Your small puppy dog, keeping a distance from the water, kind of hesitant at the creature under the bed.
So Gwenna's just going to be in her area, and she's for anyone who's seen Monsters University after Mike and Sully get kicked out of the scare program, and like there's that whole montage of them doing like a crappy major, and like Mike's got a dead look on his face, and Sully just like death glares him wherever he goes.
I'm not that familiar with Monsters University.
It's at some point I'll find a gif, because that's exactly what Gwenna is doing. Is she is death glaring Nibbles.
Okay.
She's still not over the detention.
And you do have detention tomorrow, and that was the moment that he covered the flaming skull with a poo rag. Poo rag? I think it was a poo rag.
Yeah.
And the flaming skull ran around the hallway screaming, "Poo bandit alert! Poo bandit!" One of my favorite voices.
Not a poo bandit.
So does the hallway smell of burnt feces?
It does linger. It's not been enough time yet for that to go away. Absolutely. What are you two doing in your room, Clay and Beholder?
Well, depending on how late it is, I was planning on since I got all that muck crap all over me and I'm not happy about that, I was probably gonna bathe.
Bathe? Okay, yeah, you could definitely bathe. Thanks for the image.
Hopefully it's safe in there.
Yeah, and with it being cleaned and the monsters vanquished, you do find again, like
welcome.
Granny, a clean, warm bath.
Good. Yeah, I want to do that. And when I'm done with the bath, which could take a very long time, because we should role play the whole thing so that the night isn't over when Spooky gets here. No,
Sorry,
but
I'm a gnome. I am very small. There's
when
not
I am
much real estate to clean.
when I am all done bathing and everything, I will probably go back and I'm gonna go study some of my spell books or whatever. Yeah, spell books.
Druids?
Or druids. Whatever druids would.
I guess
I would have
you
a book.
would pray. I guess just kind of look through the tea leaves.
Oh no, not to get spells back. I want to go look back through the technical manuals.
Oh, okay.
Because I've apparently missed a few important things in my studies.
All right, very fair. You do find some time for bathing and reading. It's quite enough. There's enough. Either you create light or low light to accomplish that in this place.
And I might also engage Beholder in some conversation just to.
I'd love to hear it.
Since we are.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, since we're pretty much here together until morning. But I get back, I read for a little while. I don't know whatever you're doing over there, but if it looks like you're not concentrating on anything, I might talk at you.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
So mostly, how does our mission that we have that don't ask me questions about I have it written down, how does it tie into like why you're here?
I'm a spy that was basically sent to help you guys get in. My job.
Okay.
I was a spy before, and this just happens to be the new part of my mission.
Okay, so you're along now to assist us with like probably not being discovered.
Yes.
Great.
And that's going so well.
Because I got to tell you, I'm not much of a spy. This may come as a surprise because I told them we all said we were pretty okay spies back when they recruited us, but I think some of us might have been lying like me. I'm a little out of my element here. I'm just a kid from the backwoods, but
sometimes that makes one of the better spies because the people don't expect it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be credulous, so it should be good. You suppose we could work on some archery stuff tomorrow if we have any breaks?
Of course.
Cool.
You're interested in archery?
I noticed you look well. So my family, my dad and his dad, and long back, are all archers, and I was okay, but I wasn't really good, and I always wanted to be a druid, so I did not follow in that path. However, I do notice that a bow does feel really good in my hand and seems natural, and maybe I should catch up on my learnings.
Okay. Beholder would pull out his bow and kind of like hold it out to you and just like, so what strength of bow are you familiar with?
So I'll get out my bow case.
Okay.
And that's a longbow you have there, right?
Yes. Okay,
yeah, my dad used one of those. But this is what I have, and I pull out my bow case and show you my short bow.
Okay. Okay. So he'll just like examine it and go like, was this one that you bought or commissioned, or is it just something?
My dad gave it to me.
Okay. So you're interested in learning the short bow?
Sure.
Okay. If we find some time tomorrow, I'm glad to show you some of the tricks.
Excellent. Excellent. I appreciate it. So where are you from originally?
Beholder does not. I do not know that as a player. Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. We have you can make up a name, pick a country. We could throw something at you, whatever you like.
I know that me and Finn have known each other since we were younger.
Okay.
So I don't know where Finn's from.
I want to say Loros's territory or would be a good enough place for now.
Okay.
We don't have to cement in your background. We can change it.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, no, there's that. And then he kind of just is more of like a loner, kind of just wanders around mostly, so he doesn't stay in a place long, which is why he tends to be a fairly decent spy. So he was a bounty hunter at one point, is where he got his nickname Beholder from.
So not from those weird creatures we've heard about?
No. If you earlier you witnessed how I was able to make my arrows do things that arrows shouldn't do.
Yeah, like go around corners?
Yes, like that. I have a little bit of druidic kind of magic that I use to infuse my arrows.
Oh.
And my quarry began to call me Beholder because I always seem to find them. And they just, I think it was a kind of like a joke of the trait where, because Beholders have these eye stalks that shoot different magical effects, because I'm shooting at them from a range usually. I just kind of picked up this little nickname and it stuck with me. I kind of liked it.
Well, that's an awesome nickname. I wish I had a cool nickname. I'll have to think of a cool nickname. Because that's how that works. Right? You pick your own nickname, right?
I think nicknames tend to stick better if someone else gives it to you.
Oh.
But having your own nickname can be cool too.
Never had one. So you said you were from Loros?
Yes, that was where I was originally from. That's where I met
Yeah.
Finn and spent a couple years with Finn.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm from Loros too, but I never went anywhere until recently. Well, I don't know. You suppose we've got enough for a good 8 hours
Of
sleep?
Of sleep, probably.
How late do you think it is?
You probably got enough for a good 6 before your alarm goes off.
Is that enough for sorry, mechanics talk? Is that
mechanic?
Enough for a
Yeah,
long rest?
mechanics. You're fine.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna get some shut eye, B.
All right. With that, the scene pans back over to Gwenna and Nibbles. What's the? I'm drawing a blank. The dog's name again?
Tuna.
Tuna. Thank you. Tuna won't let it go. Tuna is at the edge of the bed, low growl, yipping at Nibbles.
Gwenna will look at Tuna and say, "Good dog. Good dog."
Give me an animal handling check, please.
Oh. My favorite.
I know. They're not all bad.
You're mostly bad, though. Gwenna's really bad at training, apparently.
She's just used to the animals doing what she says without
So,
any help.
with that encouragement, and the panda's moving, guys. I don't know if you realize this, but the panda is occasionally waving.
It's
and
moving. Not literally, but literally.
Tuna, taking your words of encouragement, realizes it's doing a good thing. So it starts getting more aggressive and starts nibbling at Nibbles. Gets a piece of your clothes and starts to pull on it.
Get! Shoot!
What? Wait, no. Tuna, what you do? Bark, okay. Why pull? Gwenna wants to go a little closer.
Okay.
Now that Nibbles is clean.
I mean, at least wet.
Less.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she'll kind of like try to grab Tuna's collar gently and pull her back while also trying to see why she's going at Nibbles so hard.
Okay, so as you grab Tuna and Nibbles pushes and shoos her away, Tuna's just got a mouthful of wedding dress and is pulling on that.
No. No. Let go. No. Tuna. So she'll try and wrestle it out of the mouth without like destroying the dress too much.
Okay.
It's fine. You can have a piece. Just get rid of your hellhound. Ah!
She's not hellhound.
I know,
dare.
but she is right now.
Not hellhound. Good dog. Bad bodyguard.
Sure.
You said good dog again?
Yes, I did.
Definitely reinvigorates. Loves being called a good dog. Just adores it. And as you have Tuna in your hand, like lifted off the ground, you're pulling her head, just her or he? Her head just starts shaking back and forth, and there is a slight tear in the dress, a small piece, as you pull her free that she's got in her mouth as she starts gnawing on it.
Keep it. I don't need it anymore.
Okay, that she has new toy. We go back over here. So she'll try and bring Tuna back to their side of the room and just like try to take the piece of fabric out of her mouth and like try to play with her so she like stays on the bed and leaves Nibbles alone.
So there is one bed. Nibbles is under it last I checked.
Oh, under. Okay.
And so you
so
go to
you're
the
like
other side
the
of the
monster
room.
under my bed. Okay.
Currently, yes.
Well, okay.
The goblin under the bed.
I actually imagined I left the bed after she doused me in water.
Okay.
So I probably would have been in one of the other corners.
Okay, that's fair. The whole scene can happen in another corner.
Yep.
And you get her to the bed and you get her calm down after a moment, and more of a wiggling around in your lap. You do manage to rein her in. I wouldn't say new toy. It looks like she's trying to swallow it right now.
No. Tuna, no. This no eating. No idea where this been.
Yeah, you do.
Limited idea where this been.
That's fair, and I've had it for a long time.
Yeah. So at that point she's trying to take the fabric away so it doesn't cause a problem later.
Okay. Just one more animal handling check as you attempt to get it away, and we're just going to interpret, is this a serious thing, or are you playing with Tuna? And Tuna thinks you're playing with her for a little bit before you get it away, and then she's nipping at your hands. And this goes on for a small amount of time, not a huge mess or distraction, but you do spend some time, calming Tuna down, trying to get her to go to sleep.
Okay, so standard pet owner.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Okay.
But it is at the end of that time, once you've calmed her down, that she goes to the door. She hops off your lap, walks to the door, and starts pawing at it. You recognize this as potty training.
Uh-oh. I forgot. Okay. So she will put a leash on Tuna.
Okay.
And then go take her to do her business.
Awesome. Let's put you in the hallway. Where do you go?
Okay. Zoom out. Okay, so doggy relief wise, would Gwenna know where to go at this point?
Well, I'll give you a few descriptions of places you've seen. There are hallways, classrooms, bathrooms, and cemeteries. Cemetery has grass. Bathroom has some drains and some water. You think grass would be the grass in the cemetery would be easier to get Tuna to go to the bathroom, but the bathroom itself more challenging but easier to clean if you can train.
Well, after everything that happens, I don't think Gwenna trusts the bathrooms right now, so I think she'll head cemetery.
Okay. And that's just down the hall to the right. And as you get on leash and Tuna is kind of going from wall to making very slow forward momentum, smelling everything, you do make it to the cemetery. We'll move you over here momentarily. And as you make it to the cemetery, Tuna bolts immediately to the right, pulls the leash completely taut, and you hear a hissing and a cat scrambling into vision and then out of vision to get away from Tuna. And goes down the hall. Go down the cemetery, southern part of the cemetery.
Okay. All right. So
it is at this moment I have noticed that there are coins in the abyss.
Oh no.
Thank you, Sadra. So here's how this goes. Animals lose all control and you lose your grip on Tuna.
no.
Tuna
Oh, it's bad.
begins a full-blown chase of this cat. Tuna
Oh.
darts to the south. You hear hissing, you hear screaming, and what do you do as this is happening?
Gwenna panics. So she wasn't expecting the leash to come flying out of her hands, so she's looking at the leash and then looking at Tuna like, what? So she's also trying to be quiet because she knows everyone's asleep and she doesn't want to wake people up.
Okay.
Into a corgi.
But she's also like doing like the stage whisper kind of like panic shrieking of trying to get her dog back.
Okay. So cat hissing and Tuna barking straight to the south, past the welcome center and down to the other set of dormitories. Finn, you're the first one to see this cat streak past you. It takes you by surprise momentarily as you're kind of intent on the down the hallway area, but right behind this is also Tuna, and it is just yip 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 yip. Passes through the skull, which begins to come to life, and you see the flaming skull swivel
Don't die, Tuna.
back and forth
No.
at the cat, at Tuna. What do you do? What does anybody do?
Oh man. Can I make one tiny retcon though? Finn
What's your
Finn is outside, but like the wall between the bathroom and Durant's room, playing their lute because I totally forgot that Finn has a lute last time.
Okay.
Finn is sitting there playing a lute.
That's fair. We're gonna move Sally's bodyguards away because it's been about 30 minutes when this is happening, and you'll hear this. Granted, as you are getting dressed, the animals are a bit in chaos. What are you doing? What are you doing, Gwenna?
Have I caught up yet?
Okay, so you're chasing.
I'm
okay.
in pursuit.
All right. So they are staying, and I'll bring you right down to here. They are staying outside of your reach, and they go past the skull. You recognize the skull and the range of the skull's powers, and you haven't breached that area, but it does seem like the cat and the dog have successfully moved past it without activating the alarm, although the skull took notice of them. The cat moves farther down. And Tuna is in chase. You see on the other end, let's say about 30 feet away, Tuna catches up to the cat.
Oh no.
And it's not like a vicious biting. Tuna's playing, but the cat isn't playing. And scratching and hissing as the cat rolls over and starts bearing claws. And Tuna's trying to decide what to do.
Oh man.
Hey, Sadra and Spoopy, thank you for the gift subs. And there's gift sub number 57. That's an awesome number. Thank you so much. Also 69, lol.
Nice.
I'm gonna skip it.
I would never skip it.
Anybody gonna do anything?
Vin is gonna facepalm, and call after Tuna, and tell Tuna to heal and come here.
Between you and Gwenna, one of you can roll animal handling at advantage.
Presumably the person whose pet it is should roll.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Oof. That's a start.
That's at advantage, though. You get to roll again.
It is at advantage.
Also, Bruno's giving me pie, and I'm really happy about it.
If he's gonna give you, if he can give people pie, I need a roommate.
I
I'll
I
give you
have
some
two,
pie.
and I don't have pie.
Oh, but that's just because you're making the pies.
Why is it always me that makes the pie?
Because you're the baker and I'm not.
Ugh,
Are there pies over there? Should I come over?
no.
Okay, I won't come over.
You could come over and bring a pie. There's pies between you and me.
There are so many. How many pies do you think physically exist in that like 10-mile stretch of road?
Well, there's a Sherry's, so at least
All
100.
of them.
Would anyone like some pie?
Oh man.
Oh, that's just mean.
So with the
I
17,
mean, hi guys. 17, yeah.
with the 17, Tuna stops, turns around, and looks in your direction. The cat isn't done and delivers a good scratch to Tuna's tail. Rear end, not tail, but rear end. Just a good catches meat and scrapes, and Tuna yelps and starts running
hell
in your
no, cat.
direction. And runs back to you, Gwenna. Gets behind your legs and starts yipping at the cat from behind you.
That's all right. So how far away is this cat again? Where
The
is
cat
this
is approximately, let me give you the 85 feet away and strutting. Just
strutting away or strutting towards?
Just
her
strutting
victim?
in circles, in triumph and victory.
Uh-huh.
I like this cat. Sorry, I do.
Okay.
Is Clay aware of any of this going on at all, or am I asleep now?
It's quite a distance down the hall, and I wouldn't say the noises have been particularly loud, but if you wanted to have heard a commotion and checked it out, you're welcome to.
Just might I have heard them going out for the walk?
Yeah, absolutely.
When they were up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tuna's not quiet.
No, she's
Oh,
not.
true. Good point. All right. Well, I'm gonna go. Hey, B, should we go investigate?
Sure. Beholder wouldn't be used to any of the noises that your group does, so he would probably want to know what's going on.
Okay. We should probably wander out and see if we can figure out.
What is that commotion? Is that a normal commotion or an abnormal commotion?
Can you
Hey,
describe
with-
the ruckus?
with nibbles around, it could be any kind of
Yep.
commotion, right?
And the commotion you would have heard probably was the initial cat, dog, right, and the
Right.
barking and the chasing down the hall. You're not the only one to open the door in your area as the, one of the human women opens up, looks down the hallway, and then closes her door.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head down. I guess. Kind of that way.
Okay. Yeah, you walk past the kitchens and you get to the three-way intersection. You don't see anything at the intersection from that vantage point, and you do know that if you go into the intersection, you will activate the alarm system. At approximately 15 feet out from the skull. So, Gwenna, you seem like you have a plan. What is it that you're going to do?
Oh, whoops! I'm pulling the wrong person.
All right. Okay, so I missed that whole chunk last episode with how this or where the skull is activated.
Okay. So, 15
Um,
feet out from the skull,
There. Oh, that's the skull. I thought that was tuna. Okay.
Yep, tuna. I don't have a token for, and I
Okay.
need to get one. Let me go ahead and do that while you think of your thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Beholder would have seen it happen and would have explained it to you that it's about 15 feet out.
Okay. So 15 feet. All right.
I'm gonna put a dog token down, even though it's not the right kind of dog.
Like a Saint Bernard or something.
Yeah, I typed dog into my search, and it's like hellhound. Blink dog?
Perfect.
I mean,
So
she can be.
we'll do that.
Oh dear.
Small dog.
So are we at after
No.
hours now?
We are well after hours.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nibbles is not leaving the room. He already did his poo bandit for the night,
Um,
and he's gonna go to bed.
Beholder would tell Clay, like, hey, there's something I want to do, and you want to come along with me?
Sure.
We're gonna go to the
What if
graveyard.
what if I changed into a form that might be less noticeable by the skulls? I'd like to test if it's less noticeable, actually.
Yeah, we could do that. Give that a little test.
All right. I'm gonna wild shape.
I'll pull out my bow and ready it,
Okay.
just in case.
So Gwen.
I'm gonna wild shape into a cat.
All right, you are, and I got a cat token ready. Cause just make a copy. There you go. You're that cat, and I'm gonna just take you and put you back in your room for now. So I
Great.
save the token.
Perfect. All right, I will follow you wherever you're going.
So Gwenna.
Well, Gwenna did want to go after the cat and teach it a lesson for scratching her dog's butt. But she thinks better of it and puts the leash back on Tuna, all the while looking down the hall at the cat and kind of cursing under her breath. Just you wait. Just you wait.
Okay.
I'm not going to forget you.
All right, so you're following Beholder then, and in cat form. Oh, you don't have access to this cat, do you? I need to give you.
No. You can either give me access or I can just move them both.
I just didn't. Just move. Let's see. Oh gosh. Determined by player settings. That represents none, and it can be controlled by all players. All right, you can now move the cat.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody can see the cat.
I can't see the cat.
Oh gosh, what is going on? Okay. Then let's give it its sight at 60 feet. Save. There you go.
Hey, now I can see it. Where did Beholder go?
He walked up
Oh, I
north
see
to the
him.
graveyard.
I see him.
I'm in the graveyard, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get near the 15 feet
Okay.
and just kind of hang out there. Is that skull doing anything?
As you walk into the 15 feet sphere of influence, it does light up, acknowledge you, and then turn away.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of saunter past it this
Good luck,
way.
sir.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna hang out here and then I'm gonna saunter past so as not to arouse suspicion.
Okay.
Actually, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna sit down on the ground and I'm gonna lick my butthole. Because I'm a
Wax.
cat.
You do that. This butthole has never pooped. So I guess that's not too bad.
Cleanest
just-
butthole I've ever licked.
Just being a cat.
Like a smooth like a baby's butthole.
Okay.
I would say baby's bottom, but
This
we're talking
got
butthole.
weird.
Sorry. that
Okay,
joke is
now I
bad.
wander up. Now I wander up next to B, and I just kind of sit and wait for him to do something.
All right. Jeez.
B, you're muted.
Beholder wants to try to pick the lock on that door in the graveyard.
Okay.
The trapdoor?
Go and give me a
Yep.
thieves' tools check using dexterity. And Gwenna, Tuna accepts the leash and is behaving suddenly.
That better. No more chase. You poo, we go back there, back to the room.
And just waiting for these tools. Oh, I need to also give you the control over this dog, for the most part. It's just going to be named Tuna, controllable by all players. So you now have control. You can select them and move them around with the keys. Oh,
That's
wow.
also going to be an additional +2.
Okay.
Because I couldn't add my proficiency into it.
Fair enough. So you pull out the thieves' tools. You get them against right up into the lock, and it's an odd mechanism. At first, it seems that it's it's a padlock on a hinge, and then under that was a second locking mechanism, and you found both of them, and almost near instantly, clicked, both of them, and the whole thing opens up. A smell of, let me zoom out far enough so I'm talking about the right place. A smell of cloves and sound of running water comes from below.
Is there a ladder?
There is. There is a small ladder.
Okay.
Small staircase, excuse me.
Okay. I think I'm gonna head down in.
Okay, I'm gonna move your
I'm
token.
gonna jump up on your shoulder.
Okay.
I'm gonna move these tokens to another part of the map. And if you scroll down all the way, you'll see this new location.
Oh, looky there.
As you descend the staircase, what's your vision? Is it dark vision? Do you you carrying a light? What are we dealing with?
I have 60 feet of dark vision.
60 feet. Okay, so your dark vision illuminates a black and white landscape, two fountains flowing just at the end of a hallway, and right in the dead center seems to be an altar, pristine, clean, with a carpet as depicted in the image, leading up to a smooth, marbled, almost countertop. It's very much a mirror of the sacrificial altar you saw in your second class upstairs today.
I'm going to stealth forward.
Okay.
I rolled it.
Absolutely. You move forward very silently, and you are alone. There's nobody down here. You seem to have stumbled upon a site of religious significance, but it is clean. There's no dust. It's not unmaintained. And you were saying you were gonna do something, Clay.
I'm just gonna wander around the room as a cat.
I want to try investigating to try to pick up more information about the room and what this is.
Okay, give me an investigation check. As the okay, oh wow, okay, so you were just on fire, and these aren't even big bonuses. With a 21, the fountains are similar. They're the same as the entryway where you can gather fresh, clean water. They seem to clean themselves, and the water is of quality. The altar itself, as you look over it, marbled top, the depictions of dragon skulls on the corners. If you get close enough, you do see in the crevices and on the edges, the seams almost traces of blood, where it's hard to clean. Dried, old, aged blood. You're muted if you're talking. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I have my kid, so he's
Fair.
just have my.
With
Okay.
that, what do you want to do?
After that, he would probably just head back up.
Okay. Finn.
I'm gonna jump back on your shoulder.
Hi guys.
You're
Hi, guys.
here.
Oh, haha.
Granite,
Copy delivery.
as Gwenna, Finn, and Granite. As Gwenna's starting to leave and Granite exits the bathroom, you hear a screeching of a cat. You know how, like a police car siren, the noise tone changes as it moves? You get that from the cat as it flies through the air.
Doppler effect.
Doppler
Well, that
effect.
does not look very happy.
And tumbles past the skull. Catching your attention and coming out of the light. Go ahead.
Have you noticed that the animals don't seem to be affected by the skulls?
I was noticing that. That seems peculiar. Good to know.
Why are you playing your lute in the hallway? You know if you get in trouble, I get the detention, right?
We already have detention.
I don't want any more. What if it isn't as fun as killing things in bathrooms?
That's fair, though I'm playing quietly. Don't think anyone... There's no rules. Have you noticed that there are no posted rules?
I have
it's
noted
kind
that there are many rules here,
No,
and
there are
they
many
are mostly
rules.
unspoken, so...
Yeah.
The cat went careening through the air, landing at your feet. You follow the trajectory and see that Durant Crowan has kicked the cat 60 feet down the hallway.
Damn.
And is walking in your direction with his large Yeti bodyguard behind him.
Gwenna didn't like that.
Oh, shit.
This is not going how I wanted it to in any way, shape, or form.
The
This
cat
is what I get
scrambles
for
away.
being late.
I know I'm not there.
I'm
But-
listening.
Like, did he really just walk by that skull?
Yes. It activated and noticed him like it did the animals, and then let him pass.
Of course, he's Daddy's a good little boy. Would do no wrong.
Hey, look at that. Look at what Jockey did.
Hey, somebody threw another 10,000 points into the abyss.
Of course.
So, all right, let me think about this.
Oh
Because
boy.
today's abyss is cause small amounts of trouble.
Fuck.
Um,
I don't get to have the conversation I wanted to have because I'm not having it with other people around. I love this. This is great. Y'all waited for me and then fucked it up anyway.
You are welcome. Nibbles is in his room.
Thank you, Nibbles, Mr. Pooh Bandit.
small amounts of trouble. Yeah, the dog was a small amount of trouble. Oh, geez, what happens that I can actually handle the repercussions of?
Anthony has a stroke.
Oh. There's no Anthony in this game. What are you talking about?
Whatever
you-
his first. Yeah.
You missed the line earlier where Anthony was secretly the baby owlbear.
That we murdered.
That you murdered. And there he is. He transforms to a baby owlbear.
Oh, fuck.
Whew.
Except that if that were the case when the owlbear died, he would have turned back into Anthony.
Unless he was an owlbear the whole time.
Oh, the plot thickens.
All right, so here we go. Two things. We're gonna hit this on two angles. As Durant walks by Tuna,
Next kicking.
he
object.
leans down and pets the dog. Tuna adores Durant instantly and is
Oh.
trying to break the
Same.
leash to follow Durant.
What? No, Tuna. You be good. You were being good.
The second half. Oh man. Oh gosh, there's just so many. And y'all have me on this one. Because
You can save it for later.
Oh no!
Just saying.
Oh no!
No?
This does not. It would not pay true to the chaos because.
It's true. True.
Okay. Okay. All right. Here you go. As he bends over and pets Tuna, something falls out of his pocket. Hits the ground, and he doesn't seem to notice it. He walks
What is it?
by and goes
Hey.
to his room.
I want it.
Perception check.
Perception check.
It seems to be a small piece of rectangular wood with a rope on it. It is labeled, in common, hall pass.
Oh.
Hmm.
Finn will go over, reach down, also pet Tuna, and pick up the pass.
Okay.
After he's stepped away.
Yeah, he made a straight beeline to his room, and any hope he had of seeing what he had dropped was blocked by the big Yeti behind him.
Cool. I will pick up the hall pass.
Okay, you may add Ectune Seminary Unlimited Hall Pass to get past creepy skeletons into your inventory.
Lulu
God.
Dallas multi-pass.
Yes.
Multi-pass.
Multi.
Hall
Oh,
pass.
just thinking of him getting shot by the skeletons when they realize he doesn't have it anymore is
He'll just scream father afterwards.
that's all
No.
right. Make him say daddy.
My daddy will hear of this. Father.
Oh, don't worry. I've made that joke a dozen times out of this. Yeah, no, it's a thing.
Okay.
I
There it is.
completely-
And there is your cause trouble.
Okay.
Your abyssal points.
Oh, fuck. So I did not get to have a
am-
conversation.
I am meta confused about the evolution of Anthony Piles now.
Aren't we all? Okay. Well, as far as Finn is concerned, all of that chaos was enough chaos for the night, and Finn will wait until Gran is ready and just go back to their room.
Oh, I am already headed to bed.
Yep.
I am clean. I just watched someone kick a cat and pet a dog. I don't know how I feel
Typical
about
day.
it.
Typical day. All right. All right. I'll let y'all maneuver back to your rooms. Let me pull up your schedule for my own benefit.
I'm gonna need you to pull Beholder and the cat back to the main map. Please.
Absolutely no problem. I
Oh,
forgot
I
about
printed
this.
that out for myself. Where did I put it?
Tuna, come with me.
There you go. You're back in the graveyard.
Thank you.
Woohoo.
I'll let you keep that token somewhere if you want to keep it in the bedroom for later use. Or I can just pull it out whenever you need it.
Oh, there I am.
So, you all managed to fall asleep. You may take your long rest. Unless somebody protests and would like to do other things.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
And the morning comes, and day 2 on your schedule lights up. And each of you have morning class, radiant spells, evocation 101.
I am going to skip breakfast.
Okay.
Finn will play Shadow Butler to Gran all morning. So whatever Gran does, Finn is just following.
Okay.
I'll walk past the tavern and see if all of my peoples are in there. But I am going to skip breakfast and go straight to class.
Okay.
Are you going to move your character?
Oh, yeah, no, sorry.
Clay is going to go eat breakfast.
Okay.
Same as Beholder.
So, you immediately, when you come in, you notice it's the normal breakfast spread. And upon first grabbing your rounds of bacon, it is real bacon.
I was going to ask about the bacon.
It is. When you go up for a second round, you're given there are suddenly 2 plates of bacon. One normal plate of bacon, and one obviously turkey bacon. As if it's presenting you the choice for round 2.
Round two, what I'll do is I'll take a couple of pieces of regular bacon and then turkey bacon.
Okay. All right.
So I want to see what happens. Is the regular bacon when I eat it?
It's regular bacon when you eat it. It lets you
Nice.
have some additional bacon today.
Cool. I'll work out more later.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything significant during breakfast? Just wanted to
I
make sure we touched
imagine
the
Nibbles
bacon
and Gwen
storyline.
are there, right?
Yep.
If we have a little bit of time, Finn would be looting.
You say looting?
Yes.
Oh,
As in
playing
loot,
playing your
L-U-T.
lute. Performing. Okay,
Not,
give me a
not
performance
looting
check.
the buffet.
Oh man. Give me a second. I actually have to go in and click on my loot.
There we go.
And I'll go ahead and draw the line to the next class for when it's time. Okay, yeah, with an 11, you spend a lot of it tuning it and strumming it and lightly playing it. Nothing over the top to draw too much attention.
Okay.
What is this class we are about to go to?
On your schedule, it is Evocation 101. Oh, I'm sorry if you're having a
Oh,
conversation.
I'm asking the
Radiant.
table. Since I'm not eating breakfast. But all of my
Just-
friends are.
Radiant Magic 101. Holy spells, probably healing.
Oh, well, that
my
sounds
guess.
like it will be fun.
Quite possibly.
Okay, so if nobody's doing anything else, as you leave Clay, everybody starts walking, and you notice that they are. The first thing you notice is they're walking faster than you. They start moving ahead in the hallway, and you can't keep up. As you look down to the ground, the floor beneath you has become a treadmill. For every step you take forward, it pulls you half a step back.
Okay, I
This
see
is
how this works.
hilarious.
You
We're
do
gonna
make
have such
forward
a
progress.
buff mage at the end of this, or wizard.
I mean, druid, ranger,
Oh wait, druid.
dranger.
Yep, that's me. Or
We
just
all
rude.
following the red line.
Okay.
Wait, there's a red line. Oh, there it is.
No,
So
no,
I keep forgetting that we do that in this one.
the red line.
Or like more we
Like we have
move
to
around
move.
the map.
That's not me.
Let's see. I need this spell and
Ugh, the Yeti.
the
What are
Yeti.
the odds?
I mean, like
100%.
15, 20%.
Oh.
I mean, out of all the students I could pick.
And of course, you sit so that I have to sit directly in front of him. Why do I get the feeling I'm gonna get like rubber bands shot at the back of my head?
Oh, it's
I'm
he
stuck in a
messes with
room.
my friend, I mess with his friend.
You get stuck in another.
Please don't.
I don't know. I can't get out.
Okay,
How did
looks
you-
like it. There you go.
I can't. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that I needed to do this morning.
You all
Learn
notice
your
the
spells.
as you sit down in your chairs, most of you, and assuming Beholder stayed behind with them, that Clay is just about a minute behind you, and it feels odd because you swear he was just right behind you.
What is taking him so long?
I'm gonna try to nuzzle up as close as I can to the Yeti and just chill with the bodyguard Yeti.
Okay, go ahead and give me just a charisma check. Just a flat charisma.
I got one of those. I must still stink from yesterday.
To be fair, you still did better than my charisma check yesterday.
Yeah.
With the 6, as you like, so he's like sitting.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get as close as possible to him.
Okay.
The moment I sense he doesn't want me near him, I'll stop right there.
Okay, and it takes you're about a foot away before he turns his gaze down on you and
Closer than I thought. I'll stand right here.
other than that, Grunt, he makes no aggressive move to push you.
I'm gonna side eye Nibbles while he's doing this.
Let me zoom in on my.
I love it, Nibbles is not sitting next to Gwenna at all. Worst bodyguard ever.
Don't have to
what did she
bodyguard
say?
during class, I'd assume.
Oh. It's okay. It's okay. You won't die.
Is it okay though? Really?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wait, where did I put my?
I don't know. Am I going to have to kill something in this class?
I don't know. We'll
So
see.
as you, Dibbles, as you scoot away from the Yeti, you end up scooting closer to the Yanti, and you get a similar noise, but more slithery snake hiss your direction as you scoot that way.
Perfect. I'm right in the center. Exactly where I need to be. Thanks for telling me where I need to be. Thank you.
Okay, and you leave yourself a safe distance between them, but the Yanti does not seem to want to give any territory away to move farther away from you.
Okay. Perfect.
You have found a moment of truce right in the middle. And as you take in the classroom, you see a tall Aerocroak or a professor, for lack of a better word. I was going to say a tall Aerocroakan man, but it's not a man, it's an Aerocroakan. So I'm losing myself in grammar. But it's a tall,
Airbrokran.
eagle-like bird, Aerocroakan. He has on shoulder pads, long red and white tunic with some chainmail. He's got a holy symbol around his neck, and he's standing just off to the side and in front of a cage, which has a large orc in it. The orc looks burnt, beaten, bruised, and glowers across the room at the class. He's chained to the bottom, his wrists manacled together, a chain holding them looped through a hook in the ground, chained to his ankles. And just the look of pure hatred at everything around him. And the teacher, the Aerocroakan, introduces himself and says, oh, wait. Need to zoom on in. I am Aaron. Welcome to Evocation 101. Today is your first day where we test to see the things that you are made of, and if you are prepared to learn the lessons of Vectoon. Did you do something in character, Spoopy?
No, I can hear you through his headset. He's turned it down. We're good.
Your first task is to show me what you got. And he
Show me what you got.
And he says, we've brought meat. Tenderize the meat. Show me your power. And he steps away from the cage further and waits.
Finn looks over at Gran, knowing how bad Gran wants to hit things.
I'm gonna just cast Guiding Bolt on that thing because I like to hit things.
Okay, roll your attack.
Did it go? Did it go? Did it go?
It
I
does
don't
not
think
look
it's
like
gonna
it.
go. This might come
You
through
may have
twice.
to refresh.
It does not like D&D Beyond on my iPad.
Okay.
Oh.
You get to roll at advantage. It's fine. So you pull out a level 2 guiding bolt. A bolt of radiant energy expands from your hands through the cage, striking the orc on the ground, whose body is twisted and thrown back, the light bursting against his chest as the manacles keep him from flying into the cage. He lets out a scream, and the Professor Aaron says, very good. It looked like some of you didn't have the stomach for it. I'm glad we have somebody in the class ready to accept the powers of Ectune. And those who are more astute notice the... actually, Nibbles, you'll notice the Yanti looks a bit nervous and nauseous at the show of force on the orc. And Durant is asleep.
You a vegetarian there, Yanti boy?
She leans in and says, there's no
Oh, girl.
honor in
Oh,
this.
yep, that makes sense.
And she'll glower over at Granny. Kind of I would say the stink eye, but snake eye sounds better.
Granny will take it.
Next!
Well,
He's still able to
Clay
speak.
wants to do some stuff. Clay's going to stand up and take his staff and do his thing, and second level thunder wave.
Okay,
At the thing.
where are you standing when you do this thunder wave? Because it is an AoE projected out.
Yeah, it's a cube. Wait,
Let me double check it. Maybe I'm thinking something.
it's a 15
20
foot.
foot.
It's a
20
15
foot
foot cube.
coming from you, so it originates outside of you.
Yeah. So I should go stand next to the.
Okay.
I think if I go here, it should be safe, right?
Absolutely.
Or here-ish anyway.
So
Yeah.
Clay walks.
I don't want to hit.
You
I
won't
don't
hit
want to
anybody
hit
from there. You'll be fine.
anything other than that.
Yeah, it's just essentially it's everything 5 feet around you.
Okay.
So you walk up to the side of the cage, and the orc is sitting up, trying to readjust himself, and you blast out this thunderous force emanating from your body, and it go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. Trying to get it to do the thing here. How do I tell it which spell slot to? Okay. We'll see what happened. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
There's my damage. 11.
I'll do a quick save. And a 7 fails to save as he looks up to you. His eyes go wide as he's thrown back the other direction to the other side of the cave, and he again lets out a this time not like an orcish shout. This one's more panicked and high pitched as he wails in pain, taking another 11 points of damage, but he's breathing still. And Aaron says, "Good, good. We have a class with some passion. One more should do it. Who's next?"
Finn glances around the room and lingers for half a second on Durant and then continues looking.
He is
Rest people.
asleep. You see he's leaned up against his Yeti, as he has been in each other class, just ignoring everything.
I really, really wish I had rubber bands.
Oh, do I have anything?
I don't know,
Finn
you
is
could
gonna have
throw a
the best
pie at
instinct.
him.
Where's the pot? No. Nobody's going to.
Gwenna's not
Just
doesn't
somebody-
like this.
Somebody volunteer him.
The moment stretches, and the professor.
Finn is not gonna lie. Finn is tempted to. Nope.
The moment stretches, and the professor looks back and forth between Gwenna, the Yanti, and Durant, and says, "If one of you doesn't finish it, it will be detention for the class."
Durant wants to do it.
Give me
Can
a
I'm gonna.
Oh
persuasion
wait,
check.
Granny?
wait, please. I have a thing I want to try and do. I
Okay.
really have a. I'm a
I'm-
changeling. I can change my voice, right?
That's not.
I can change my vocal cords.
You can
That
give me a
would probably
deception
be-
check.
Can I add advantage? Because
think we're gonna limit your chameleon superpowers to handleable.
What? Fine, I'll just do +9. Well, okay.
Okay, so what are you trying to do? You trying to pretend to be Durant?
Well, I was gonna, but I realized that if he's asleep, that's never mind. No, never mind.
Okay. All right. And
No, fine.
Gwenna, do you make no move?
So, but
Gwen is
Granny
just
did
like
pipe
sitting
up.
there, like,
See, I kind of want Durant to get detention, but I feel like he's not going to get detention because of that silver spoon of his. So let's see.
The Yanti glares at Gwenna and stands up and moves to the front. Let me go ahead and pull up her particular sheet. She gets up to the cage and glares a matching stare back to the orc, and you see her whisper something under her breath. And let's see. That's the wrong spell type. A bolt of black energy works up around her hand. And as she begins to throw it forward, instead pulls out a scimitar and thrusts it into the cage, right through the orc's skull, killing him. Body goes limp. Blood splatters everywhere, and the energy in her hand, she shakes it out, and she looks at the professor and says, I will face my enemies unbound in the future. Not play these games. And she stalks out. Stunned for a minute, he will shout out as the brood guard hustles to follow her. You'll say, detention! Detention for you all! And he seems at a loss for words, and then he looks back to the rest of the class. What are you doing?
While that was happening, can Beholder do a sleight of hand check to cast Druid Craft and grow flowers in Durant's hair?
Yes.
Yes, you may give me a sleight of hand. You could do it at advantage with the distraction.
I was going to do it with the skunk smell.
Oh no.
Where's my? Oh, it was over here. And with the 24, that's more than enough. And you watch as a couple of flowers intertwine themselves into his hair, and
Finn is watching this and just delighted.
even little thorns pop up to really hold it in there, and a yellow and white flower bud in the back of his head. He doesn't notice, and the Yeti doesn't notice.
Well, now he reminds me of my sister.
The professor looks at each one of you, pauses for a moment at Durant's head, and then says, I'll be back with more specimens. I think we have... He stomps out, frustrated, and is gone for... Well, I guess, what do you guys do?
After he's gone, is that unclear? Did you guys get another detention or not?
Did our paper vibrate?
Your paper did vibrate, and there is a detention mark on it, and there is a double detention mark.
Oh, yes.
For
We did.
our young cook druid.
Well, sucks to be you guys.
So
I'm gonna.
just go ahead.
So wait,
Damn it!
Did
Don't pick a fight, Granny. Don't pick a fight.
did Granny and Finn get another detention? So like 2 days more of detention?
So
or...
Granny, Gwenna, and Clay got another detention, and Gwenna's detention is marked with 2 checks.
mm-hmm. She
So
loves
we
that.
have 2. They have, because she already had 1.
Well, Gwenna had 1.
So she has 2 now.
I had one.
Oh, you had 1 as well.
Yeah, no, I got one because of
I think you
Oh.
all have
wrath.
2 now.
Okay, everybody but Clay has 2 detention, a double detention.
Yeah, I just have one.
We're not calling this 2 detentions because it will all take place tonight.
Oh joy.
Oh,
Okay.
super detention.
Super
And then
Is-
can I tell if, like, perception or whatever, if Durant's scroll, if it's visible, did it vibrate at all? Did it appear to have anything?
Let's just ask him.
So he doesn't
Fun-
wake when your things vibrate. He doesn't show any motion of being alerted.
I will wake him up. I want to know if you got detention too, or did your privilege get you out of it like it gets you out of everything else?
Okay. He wakes up, and I'm assuming you were just like near face to face with him. Or are you shouting from across
As
the room?
close as I can get as a gnome.
He'll wake up. And
Right
he'll
under his nose.
look at you. Sorry, what?
Did you get detention or not?
I'm sorry, I don't understand poor people speak. And he'll stand up and he'll start walking out. Maybe he said peasant
I
speak.
don't
He'll say
think so.
peasant speak, not
I
poor
don't
people
think
speak.
so.
Oh.
That is
Oh.
nope.
Finn is standing
Where
at the door.
are you going? I will follow him.
Finn is standing at the door and will actively block him from leaving.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Can I hold on?
Wait, someone's threatened the Yeti. I want to see if he cares about anything at all.
Wait, can I hold on a minute? Can Gwenna like throw things at him?
You may do whatever
Good.
you want.
Okay. She is offended. She was offended by that comment, so she wants to take like lily pad
Oh, shit.
seeds and cast druidcraft and just like throw the lily pads in his face.
I think a pie would have been better.
It's like
But
pocket
it's
sand,
psychedelic.
pocket lily pad.
As Gwenna does that, in case the Yeti decides to do anything about it, I'm right next to Gwenna, but I've got my chest pumped out towards the Yeti.
All right. Okay. Roll initiative.
We're all going to have. Are we all rolling? Okay.
Sorry. Gwenna
Level
got
3
mad.
detention.
Let's see what I
Select your
don't
character
know.
token.
yeah.
Oh,
Let me
you're
open.
right.
Let me
I
open
rolled
the
a
initiative.
25.
Well, sorry, it wasn't up again, but you can keep your 25.
Really?
Even if this isn't in violence and blood, things are happening in an initiative order.
How do I do the selecting and rolling initiative?
You open up either your character sheet. Well, select your token on the map, so it's selected. Either open up your
Okay.
character sheet and hit the initiative button, or go to roll 20 and hit the beyond 20 initiative button.
Got it. Okay. Come on. Be open. There we go. That's open. Now I can do the thing.
And I need another one from Granite, so I put your token on the map. Because you also had a... Thank you. 25. Okay, so I'll change that to a 25. So here's how this scene starts. So we have a good sense. The Finn steps in front of the door, physically blocking the way. Nibbles is approaching cautiously in a kind of a prepared fashion. Correct me if any of this is wrong. Gwenna reaches and throws flowers in his direction.
Lily pads.
Lily pads. So
I
are they
want them lily pads.
moist lily pads?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
It's like a pie in the face, but lily pad.
Okay.
Because I don't want to throw a psychedelic pie. Those are valuable.
Oh my god, that would be amazing though.
Oh, I'm saving it. Saving it.
And what kicks off the initiative is this shift in body language from Durant as he pushes his feet shoulder width apart, bends slightly at the knees, and goes for a sword. And Granite, you're the first one to notice this.
I am going to put myself in between him and any of my friends. So that looks like this. And take a defensive posture with my main weapon, which is a battle axe out.
Okay.
So are you holding an attack in case he attacks, or are you like
Yep,
using
we'll go with
the
that.
dodge action?
Okay.
I'm appreciating your interpretations of my not knowing the rules.
Okay.
Just trying to help.
Clay, you also notice this. You watch Granite get in position, pulling out a battle axe to confront Durant. What do you do? I can't hear you, Clay.
Oh,
Sorry, I muted for the dogs. I can cast like a spell. I can hold my action and cast it as a reaction, right?
Yes. A spell that is an
Okay.
action to cast.
Yeah, I have a spell that is one action.
Okay. What would it be?
If I were gonna if he draws a sword, I'm casting Entangle
If he draws a sword, you're casting Entangle. Okay, that's fair.
on him.
Ah. Okay. Gwenna.
yes.
The lily pad you threw slaps him in the face. And he starts reaching for a sword, and everybody starts swinging into action. You see Clay pulling out, beginning the preparations for a spell. By the way, readying a spell does cost a spell slot, even if you don't cast it.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's something I don't use often because I forget about it.
right. Okay. So that spell is burned whether I cast it or not.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I can cast it. I'm just hanging on to it. Got it.
So what do you do, Gwenna?
Well, all right. I think Gwenna, she is going to stand up from her seat, and she's going to take her rolling pin from behind her and just kind of like do the mom thing of like slapping it in her hand and like staring at Durant like, no. You jerk. You don't get to, you don't act like that. Rude.
Okay. Would you like to make an intimidation roll?
She would actually like to ready a spell.
Okay. What are you ready?
In case she wants to ready Shillelagh on her rolling pin.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
But yeah.
I think Shillelagh transforms it but doesn't attack.
It's make an attack action, and it happens while you attack.
Okay. I don't play Druid enough. Thank you.
I've missed my chance to say something too.
You can fit it in. What do you got?
I was just gonna say, don't be drawing that sword, boy.
I'm sorry, he doesn't speak peasant.
He did just say that. He really did.
Nibbles.
I take the dodge action and I move myself one space here.
Also, Gwenna, you want to be within melee range if you're going to shillelagh him. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, she hasn't quite gotten there yet because she's not sure what's going on or if this is going to escalate as much as she thinks. But yeah.
Beholder. What do you do?
He's gonna pull out his bow and ready an attack in case if they attack, he's going to attack.
Okay. Finn, what do you do?
Finn is going to put hands out to her friends. Stand down. This is not no reason to actually fight.
You're my bodyguard. I don't think you get to make that decision anymore.
Now, Finn gives you a very specific look of don't.
It's too late. Axe is already drawn.
And then at the top,
see this one-sided conversation. It's just looks from Finn, and then Granny is just answering it.
Anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Finn? We'll say
I-
that's the maximum conversation.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say something to Durant, if I can. but-
We'll say, if you could do it in 2 seconds of conversation, just because time's moving.
So as Finn says to her friends don't engage, she'll look at Durant and say, there is really no reason for us to fight. But
Oh, I have plenty of reasons for
your
us to
behavior
fight.
is shit. I don't know if I can do this in 6 seconds.
I think you just ran out of time.
Yeah, there's basically, look, we don't need to fight. That's all Finn says.
Yes, we do.
Finn would also like to take their action to use the dodge. In case
Okay.
he does take a swing.
Okay.
Very specifically does not draw their rapier.
All right, let me think about this because there's a lot happening. So Fuzzy's going to hold his turn and act right after Durant. Excuse me, I meant to say the Yeti. The Yeti's name isn't Fuzzy at all.
Now it is.
No, it's
Alright.
Teddy Weddy.
So replaying the scene in my head from the beginning. He said, I don't speak peasant or poor people, whichever interpretation you like best. And then he stood up and started walking towards the door. Finn put her body in front of him, making obvious gestures to stop him. Gwenna threw a wet water lily at him, and Nibbles flanked him.
With a
At
dodge
which-
action.
I understand. At which
Okay,
time,
sure.
he went on. He showed aggression. He went for his sword, but he was slow, and before he knew it, everybody else in the classroom started drawing weapons and flanking him, readying attacks. So, in the scenario, looks around.
And Finn specifically asked her friends to do not attack him.
Okay.
That is important to note.
Okay. In this scenario, he is going to take his hand off of his sword and immediately walk towards the door through Finn if he has to.
He can Finn will not let him pass.
Okay.
Actually, no. Finn will step aside
All
and
right.
let him out.
And he'll walk out.
Finn does not want her friends to
I wonder
attack.
if he will be here tonight.
You may attack of
I wonder-
opportunity if that's your thing. That's totally.
I mean, Nibbles totally thought about it.
I bet he'll be here tonight making sure he gets an A in this class.
And he'll continue walking down the hall, and those who glance out will see he actually turns up north into the turns north of that hallway. What do you do?
Is this class dismissed? Can we go?
No, that was not the professor said he would be back. Perhaps we should take our seats.
I don't know. I will sit here. Maybe this will get us out of detention. Somehow I doubt it.
After he's gone, Finn is going to turn to the group and say, "It would probably be best if we didn't attack the son of the most powerful man in the country
Rude.
in the middle of class. That
Well,
does not mean that we should attack
I
him.
don't. I think. I'm not
I
sure.
know
can do
Hurt.
that.
So the Yonti's still in the room, right?
The
No, she
Yanti
left.
left.
The
Yonti
Yonti
left
left.
first.
So
It
we're
is
the
just
only
you.
ones left.
Yeah, I'm gonna mention like, well, don't your paper thingies tell you what time class is over?
We'll say yeah, they do, and each class is approximately 3 hours long.
And I assume we
It's
haven't
been like 30 minutes.
great. So just for sake of it, we're gonna wait 2.5 hours for now.
Well,
The professor said he was gonna be back. Yeah, Finn will sit.
Yeah,
and...
but if we're still here, the only person that hasn't attacked something in a cage that has to is Gwenna.
Yep.
Quick, Gwenna,
we-
turn into a
So-
cat.
My cat.
So Gwenna, if we stay, Gwenna has to attack the new specimen. If we leave, Gwenna doesn't. And then the only two people that haven't attacked something in a cage are Durant and Gwenna.
And my problem is how many days of how much detention do you have, Gwenna, darling?
Double.
That's a lot of detention.
Mhm.
I see triple in your future.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, I see. You're worried about her getting detention, but me, I get all the detention for you, and that's just fine.
And it's at that moment. It is at that moment that the teacher walks back in,
Yeah.
pulling a chain, with a small goblinoid behind him.
Granny, go sit down, quick!
No, you don't have to hit it very hard. Just hit it, and then we can go.
He opens the cage and hooks up the goblin to the manacles. He's already got the manacles, sorry, to the hook. The hook actually, the manacles and the hook still attached to the dead orc, shoving the goblin in, who looks around in fear. This goblin has no marks, no burn marks, looks fresh, and is immediately tense. You see him look at the orc with the big blast, scorches on his chest and the hole in his head, and throws himself the other way against the cage, trying to get away as the professor closes the door, turns around, and scans the room.
I suddenly want to rescue that one.
Oh, she hates this.
Where did that one come from?
It was... We at the seminary have a supply for your benefit. We are not the best school in the known world, just so you can come and practice on wooden straw men and boards. Boards and straw men do not fight back.
Did it at least do something bad?
Neither do things in cages.
Yeah, I was going to say things in manacles don't fight back either.
You're absolutely right. But they definitely react. And it is
Hey,
that
guys.
reaction we are here to learn.
Guys, Durant left with the flowers in his hair still.
Excuse me, is that something you wish to share with the class?
I was going to ask, sir.
He glowers in your direction.
At me?
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
The help does not speak.
How many times are they going to have to tell you that? That seems like a very spoken rule to me.
Gwyneth, can you ask to see if the goblin did something bad?
Goblin do something bad.
Do they ever do anything good?
Hey, excuse, bodyguard.
This one saves our lives often.
I don't know, y'all. I am not. I'm okay with poking an orc or, throwing a thunder wave at an orc, but I don't really want to kill people for class and goblin people.
Nope.
The professor begins to stroke his chin thoughtfully as he looks at each of you and he says, "You do not have what it takes to be in the seminary, it seems. A discussion with the headmaster, it must be due. You are soft-hearted. How is it you came here, not knowing what was going to be expected of you?"
Gwyneth, say it's just a race thing. Can you bring out a bugbear or something else?
It's a race. It's a race thing. Look, I have goblin bodyguard. Not okay. Other thing.
Give me a persuasion check.
There you are.
He says back, "You know, they say that you are supposed to adjust your class to the needs of your students. But you were unwilling before. I do not believe you have the heart, even if it was an orc again. You missed your chance. Take the lesson, or leave the academy. Or I will see that you leave the academy.
Would it be
Gwenna-
easier if I substitute for this goblin, Gwenna? I could take a hit.
No, you sit.
Are you sure?
You sit.
All right.
So just so you know why Gwenna's being quiet right now, she
please.
is.
I understand
her
I'm putting
head-
you in a shitty situation.
Oh yeah. She is seriously fighting the urge to pretend to go up to this goblin and hurt it, and then hurt the teacher instead because she
Okay.
thinks he's an asshole.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't
What
get
is
you
my
kicked out of
sleight of
school.
hand?
yeah, that's why she's fighting with it in her head.
Yep. If we have to fight the teacher, we have to kill the teacher. Otherwise, we get kicked out.
Oh,
That's
she
how it
hates
works.
this.
The rules
right.
only said
Don't get caught. Pretty sure we'll get
no,
caught.
no killing students.
That's
You're not a student.
because they don't expect you to kill a teacher.
All right, so she
Probably don't
will.
expect us to be able to.
All right, so she's gonna walk up to the goblin.
She's gonna need a lot of chocolate cake after this.
Yes, she freaking is.
Okay.
She's gonna be death glaring the teacher the entire time.
Did you carry us? Okay. And as you do walk into the cage, the goblin does try to create as much distance between you and him as he can, but the manacles are physically preventing him from getting away as his eyes go wide in terror.
Can I try and stealth cast Shield of Faith on it?
It might be actually. Let's see. Which doesn't mean she can't try.
Like, I don't care if the spell is noticed. I just don't want it to be noticed that I'm casting it.
Sure. So it is 60 feet. You can cast it. But it will be a shimmering field around him.
Yeah, no, I want Gwenna to see it right before she hits it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand. Okay. You manage to cast a spell. Gwenna, as you stand there and the goblin's pushing back from you in terror, you see a shimmering sphere of protection.
Okay.
You recognize the Shield of Faith over the goblin. The teacher sees it and starts looking around the room and says, "What? None of that!" He looks back to Gwenna. "A miss does not count."
So she'll put out her hand and God, she really wants to cuss him out, but she's not going to. Actually, does he speak primordial by any chance?
I don't
Fun
know.
story.
Do it.
Finn will
Okay.
say in primordial, "Don't worry, darling, you're not going to kill him. It'll hurt a little bit, but it's for the greater good." And she'll say that in primordial and use her bonus action help Miss to give her advantage.
Okay.
Because I can do that as a mastermind. Ha!
Noise.
All right. So as she's casting poison spray, she has her hand out and she's casting poison spray on this goblin.
Okay.
She is telling the teacher in her native language that he is an honorless jerk.
Okay.
And she hates every feather on his body, and he gets absolutely no pies from her.
Okay, so make your attack, and I would like a deception roll, because I imagine you're trying to say this in a way that he doesn't understand. You're cussing him out, so you're like trying to meld it into the spell.
Also, it's a DC save.
Awesome. Okay.
So deception.
A hardy goblin.
He does save. So the poison spray is a cantrip, if I understand this correctly, so it won't do any damage. As you spray, he's able to kind of get out of the way and harden himself against the acidic damage. The shield still up. And you aren't very deceptive at all. It's very obvious to him that this is not a spell incantation. Because you say, like, the spell incantation, and then you immediately start cussing in another language. So, you know, like, poison spray spell. Fuck, 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 fuck. And he gives you this look. And he says, would you like to try again?
No choice, it seems.
One always has a choice.
All right, so
Does Tuna give disapproving eyes that only corgis can give? Good question. I'm not.
yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Tuna does.
Gwenna!
Oh, don't cheer! Of all the things to cheer.
Just get it over with.
I do. Fine.
That pie does look good. Instead, I have this pizza that is pizza inside of pizza.
Forever pizza.
It's pizza pie.
Man. You know, I just remembered it's Friday. It feels like Tuesday or Thursday because we normally do this, but I have the whole weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
One more time. I make a
Gwenna's-
save, you make an attack. Is that what you're doing?
Well, can she switch the spell?
You may do anything
to-
you want.
Yeah. She's gonna switch it up. Just finish it. She's gonna cast Moonbeam on this poor goblin.
So I'm gonna have to reel in Moonbeam because it won't work underground, and it is. It's one weakness of the spell is you need clearance. How much clearance? This is a big room. It might work. Let's say the room
range.
the room is gonna be
60 feet?
40 feet tall. If Moonbeam works within that.
Silvery, 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
Okay. Yeah, 40-foot room. This is a big dome. It's got 40 feet, so Moonbeam works.
Okay.
Moonbeam. So what happens is a beacon of light comes down from the ceiling, and it hits the goblin, who immediately begins to scream. I am going. Yep, exactly what I needed was two attacks for it. Because it'll be your turn, then his turn, and then your turn and his turn until either you kill the spell or he dies, or until you kill the spell.
Oh, I didn't realize I went again. Uh-oh.
Well, you create this beam of light that stays there until you
Okay.
turn it off. Like you've
Okay.
just turned on a
Spotlight.
right. Spotlight's a great way to put it. So we'll say DC 14. It's a Constitution saving throw, and
Boom.
on both of those, his screaming stops after about 6 seconds. You hear this goblin wailing and screaming and clawing. The chains are pulling, and then everything goes silent. And the beam of light sits over the cage, blinding you from the actual sight of it. But you do smell this burnt hair and flesh. As the teacher looks at you and says, "Good, you have it in you after all. We will remove your detentions, you may think, on the lessons you have learned today. Overcoming this weakness will be your goal here at seminary." You feel your schedule vibrate as the 2 check marks for double detention are lifted.
Wait, did we get rid of detention that we earned before?
Oh, she did.
Okay.
As he congratulates you on overcoming this weakness.
We need to get her some cake.
Gwenna's gonna bite her tongue hard
Okay.
and go sit down very, very controlled. Like when she walks, she's not controlled. She's kind of like flowy like water, kind of like very happy about everything.
Okay.
For the most part. You can tell she's like very
Little
pissed
bossy.
off about all of this.
And all of you
Does-
pick up on this easily then.
Does she come and sit next to Finn?
I think that's where I was sitting before, so she's gonna go back to the same spot.
Finn will reach over and like give her gentle back rubs, be like, "It's okay, I promise you'll be okay," and then just, try and be a little comforting.
I take after Finn and start rubbing her feet.
That surprises her a little bit.
It's okay. I'm really good at this. I've had practice.
And
And
I'm gonna lean over. I'm gonna lean over and whisper to Beholder, "Hey, should I cause trouble or not?"
We don't have detention right now, right?
Oh, jeez.
correct.
I don't know. Did our
you do
detention
not.
go away?
The only person. Wait,
Okay.
no, wait. Actually, wait. You all have detention, except
So
for
you have
Gwenna.
one. Yeah.
And you have a double detention down there, Granite.
Doesn't Gwenna have a detention for Pooh Bandit?
Nope, it got absolved when she overcame this.
Ugh.
Weakness.
So the only person that has detention right now is Granny.
And
No,
Clay.
and Clay. He gave the
Clay
whole
has
class
one
detention
detention, we have
because
two
of the
detention.
Yanti's actions. He gave the whole class detention.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'll be like, "Do you want more of a detention?"
I don't know. I want to go heal the goblin.
As you look over, it is a stinking corpse.
It is dead.
So
Unhealed.
it's dead. Nothing I could do for it anyway. That's what I was gonna ask is, how does it look?
Not with a revivify. If you had something bigger and a diamond, sure.
Yeah, I do not.
It's not worth detention and a diamond.
Diamond worth 100 gold.
Sorry.
This life,
No,
it's not worth detention.
not worth a diamond.
No,
We don't know
that-
if it was a good goblin or a bad
You
goblin.
don't. And the teacher will continue his lecture, and he'll start with, "This is a lesson in power and control. You must control your energy, your spells, your temperament, your emotions. The job sometimes requires of you passionless ferocity." And
Oh, this is hard.
he gazes over the class a few times, and he hits that lesson a bit and expands on things like in the service of God and country, the upcoming war, and the people that want to harm you and the people that want to harm your families, and this ferocity is called upon as a protection of the light. And
Propaganda 101.
exactly, that's what from your perspective, that's exactly what's happening. And then he says, "Since we are low on subjects at the moment, we don't need to go through all of them in the first semester. I will, and since it seems that some of your class is taken short, we will end here for today. If your homework is simply to pray on your actions today. Find solace that what you do is for the good of God and country." And with that, he'll dismiss you.
Uh-huh. Let's go. Let's get some cake. Bum, bum, bum.
And with that, we're going to take a 10-minute break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Hey.
And we're dancing out. Sad times for everybody.
Wow.
Larry.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Put it away,
I
Larry.
think-
Nobody wants to see. Oh, hello.
What, my card collection?
It's massive.
I've never seen so many Hot Wheels.
I said card, not car.
Hardcore. Card makes so much more sense.
I've got
with
great
you.
big decks.
Babe, you're not allowed to tell them that.
I can hear the behind the scenes talk. Don't believe it. It's all script. I wish I was so good that I could script this. I can't storytell that well.
I don't know. You're pretty good.
Ooh. Yeah, when I'm
Enjoying it.
1/7 of the problem. And I use the word problem.
I'm not
Um,
even sure that we count as sevenths anymore. With
One,
how
two,
many
three, four.
people throw piles points away,
Ooh, they're the
change
storytellers.
things.
They got me good.
Oh,
Durant Anthony in the hallway when Piles points dropped. Whew. I didn't miss any, right? I haven't missed any points. Good.
Not that I saw. I've been keeping an eye out.
Those are all the If I don't see it, please let me know. So, all right. What are y'all doing? You just finished the morning class. You guys learned some things about evocation. You got some practical exercises down. You know, you
We're
found
getting
out.
we're getting Gwen a cake.
Go ahead, Kate.
We're getting Gwen a cake so that she remembers where we come from.
If we're getting a cake, is she gonna bake it herself, or are we gonna go to the food area and just hope it has some?
Well, we're going to try the first one, and when she is disappointed, I'm sure she will take over the kitchen, and then we will all have
Oh,
the
no,
most
no, no, no.
delicious cake.
No, you are that upset. I bake. I bake.
We are just going to take over the kitchen.
She's rage baking right now.
Let's go rage bake.
Okay, so let me get
You
you
gotta
to move
pound the flour.
yourselves into the tavern. I'm gonna describe this kitchen to you because it's magical.
Lavish.
It's magical. You've seen, we talked about it before, but that Mickey Mouse magical cartoon with the brooms that move on their own and the wash buckets, and Mickey Mouse gets the wand and he goes out of control. So the back kitchen is kind of like that.
Oh,
There
perfect. Our
is-
friends are here.
Yeah,
look!
look. I
who
was
is
muted when
here.
when I swore about that. Just
They
saying.
are there. And as you walk in, he does.
We will
Cautiously look
ignore,
at you.
and we will go into kitchen. Otherwise, he will run away.
Finn
And
will
we-
just give him a head bow and walk and completely.
Go ahead and
ignore
give
the
me
fact of it.
a charisma check.
Hey, anybody have any piles points? Just curious.
I think she's
I
begging
have
for
tons of
inspiration.
piles points.
You're
so,
not in trouble
I'm,
yet.
I'm gonna wait for about 6 more seconds so chat can catch up.
Are you asking? You're just turn over to Bruno and be like, "Come on, Bruno, let's go. Spend them
He
points."
doesn't- I
Do you hear
checked, he doesn't
Sadra? He's
have
always
enough.
has some. You're screwed. Whenever Sadra wants to
Oh,
destroy you, he
man.
can.
Oh,
No, I
so
was hoping
good.
for inspiration, but okay.
Oh, you weren't waiting for the abyss. Oh,
I was thinking more abyss.
I'll cause
Head
trouble.
nod. Abyss.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm gonna use
Awesome.
it.
Yep. As long as you're not giving it to yourself, I'm happy. So you walk to the kitchen, and that's exactly what you see is like bags of flour dancing around, bowls flying through the air, scooping up flour and eggs, cracking themselves and jumping into the bowl and mixing themselves in, butter falling out of a cool box and unwrapping and splattering in the bowl. Everything's mixing together in this magical fashion, and you think you could cook, but you would have to consistently dodge all of the things happening in the kitchen around you.
You tell me what you need, and I will grab it out of the lineup, and then all you have to worry about is dodging.
The
You
holder's
dodge,
going to ask.
I gather.
The holder's going to ask if you could make a banana cream pie with strawberries.
You throw a pie in his face.
Oh, you want pie? Fine.
No,
So-
she's making cake.
So she can.
While they make cake, I'm gonna be
Jeez.
next to the Yeti. I have my own thing I want to do when they're done with their cake.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're
Oh,
going to do
boy.
for the cake skill challenge.
Oh no!
What would have happened if Draco Malfoy just had a bunch of weird poor kids following him around?
Oh no! All the adult Draco Malfoy like photos always look weird to me. I'm
Right.
trying to imagine Did they make him look really weird in the play?
Ooh, I don't know. I didn't ever see anything about it.
Anyway, so I'm gonna need a perception check from one of you before you roll it. One person perception check to find the ingredients. One person dexterity saving throw to move past all the other flying ingredients to get the ingredients, and then I'm gonna need Gwenna to give me a cooking roll.
Oh boy.
All
Okay.
Finn could help with grabbing things because that's something Finn is
Okay.
presumably going to be better at.
So dexterity saving throw from you.
Okay.
Granite spots all the ingredients. Bam, 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 bam. Finn tumbles in almost unnecessarily, doing flips, grabbing ingredients out of the air, brings them
Showing
over to
off
Gwenna.
a little bit.
Just a little bit. It looks good. It looks very tumbly.
No, I like to think that I'm just gracefully dancing like an airbender through the
Sure. We'll call it an egg bender.
egg bender.
But you get all the ingredients, and we need a cooking roll from Gwenna. This one, this is it. They got you the ingredients. They got them without breaking anything. Nobody's the wiser.
Okay, so is this the cook's utensils
Yes.
thing again? Okay.
Plus proficiency. I believe,
And everybody
is your
say
proficiency.
hello to little beholder.
Hello,
little
little
beholder.
beholder.
Hello.
What is that called? A tiny beholder. It's called a specter. It's Spectre.
Okay.
Gavin.
All
Can
right.
Gavin hear us?
He will soon. Oh wait, you're probably not watching the stream live, huh?
Can't hear us, but he can talk to you guys.
Hi, Gavin.
They're saying hi. You want to say hi?
No.
We see you. All right.
Okay. So for choosability, which one am I choosing?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay.
Did
I
Bruno
know
just
what
hear
just
it?
happened.
I heard laughing.
Okay.
All right. So you are fuming. You do this thing. You know when you mix eggs, you got to aerate them well. There's too much fury.
Yep.
It doesn't aerate as well. Now it still comes out a tasty cake, but it's not as fluffy, and you feel like it's poor craftsmanship for your talents.
Well, see, here's the thing about her cooking the rage cake.
Okay.
She doesn't want to eat the rage cake. She wants to beat the shit out of the rage cake.
That's got to make it the most tasty cake ever.
This
That
is the
is-
most horrible adult Malfoy photo ever. Is this canon? Is this the play? Did they cast
I wanna
this
see this.
person?
I want to
It's
see
on
that.
stream right now. What is up with this? Who did that?
I have to make the stream full screen for
Who
a second.
thought that was a good
Find
idea?
it.
I'm so far behind, it still hasn't shown up yet.
That's fine. I'll leave it for another moment.
Whoa, what?
I get in the eyes, I get it, but everything else is just like there's no way Draco Malfoy lacks style. As an adult.
I mean, it's like the top half is, I guess, sort of Draco Malfoy, but the bottom half is,
wonder.
God, what's his name?
Oh, I can't see the bottom half.
Dork.
Bottom half
Oh.
of his face.
just
I see what you
dork.
mean.
I mean, at that point, he's at such high class. He'd have like a stylist, somebody to dress him, picking out. That's just weird. Anyway, that aside, you want to attack the cake?
I want to attack the crap out of the
can we
cake.
take it out
Okay.
into the cafeteria and attack it? And...
Ooh, can I do it in front of Durant?
Yes, do it. Do it like you're gonna
Alright.
serve it to him.
Here's what I'll give you. Give me a performance check at advantage.
Can you not? Can you
I'm really
please
good at those.
not? Can you please not?
She
Fuck with
doesn't.
my
She's
boy.
not. She's not doing it at his table. She's just doing it in a place where everyone can see.
Yeah, performance at advantage. So roll twice. We'll take the higher. It's the Quaker shirt. Nobody pulls that off. That's true.
No, Gwen, I'm giving you
Alright.
a point of inspiration.
Sure, I'll allow it.
This has gotta be good.
I need this to be good. Roll one more time if you would like.
I would like.
If it's another single digit.
Yes!
Alright.
Nice.
All right, Gwen, what's your strength?
What is it? Come on. 10.
Okay, so you walk out and you're trying to make this is a rage release and performance piece is what I got out of your intention. So you walk out to the middle table and you place the cake down, and you two hands on the table and you look around at everybody and you meet their eyes, and your knuckles are getting white as you're just pressing them and digging them into the table. You're so hard. You feel a fingernail crack just a bit. And then you pull up your hands and you start like gorilla pounding into this cake. Not locking eyes with anybody in particular, but letting your rage flow, and you're just... Cake starts flying everywhere. Because as you're coming down, you're grabbing handfuls up and throwing it and coming down again. And this lasts longer than you thought possible, as it becomes an aerobic exercise.
This is my favorite version of Gwenna.
Finn sees how messy this is getting and immediately gets a bucket and comes back and is just ready, because Finn does not want another detention.
So yes, just realize while she is gorilla pounding this poor cake into oblivion, there is primal screaming going on.
Okay.
And
Very loud.
primordial screaming.
It lasts for about 2 minutes. You get a couple people peeking into the door. The scene ends as you take in the scenery. There's cake all over your table. There's cake all over your hands, all over you. There's cake all over the two nearest people to you. You have a chunk of cake. Nibbles, you have a chunk of cake on your shoulder.
From way out.
Actually, we need to
next
go back
the Yeti.
and roll your scene in a moment. But whatever happened between you and the Yeti, there's a piece of cake on the Yeti, right? Like on his cheek.
Damn.
And he just eats it. And he seems unperturbed.
I don't know.
Did Durant ever discover his flower crown?
No.
Perfect.
So now he looks
have
like
to
he's been
drop
at a
this.
wedding covered in flowers and chocolate cake.
Durant's clean. The Yeti was between him
It's
and
still
the cake.
covered in flowers.
He's got 2 flowers woven into his hair. He hasn't noticed yet. And it's mess. And you'll spend the rest of lunch, if you're trying to clean it up. Now, while that happens, Nibbles, you were trying to interact with the Yeti.
Mm-hmm. So when I came next to the Yeti, is the Yeti eating anything?
The Yeti does have some food in front of him, just some basic meats and fruits.
Can you?
Anything that there's an absorbent or excessive amount of?
I've lost it.
For a Yeti, no.
Okay. Is there a dish or a dish I could bring over that keeps refilling of one particular food or something that a large amount?
Okay. So there will be a large amount of, let's say, fried potatoes.
Perfect. I will silently go over, pick it up, bring it over to their table, and just like try to coerce the Yeti non-verbally, just with like a slow movement of picking one up and staring intensely at him and eating it, to see if he picks up that I want to challenge him to an eating contest.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Eh.
I like it. So you pick up the potato. You look at him. He looks at you in confusion. You eat it, and then you eat a second one, and a third one, and it's a fourth one. You get to it. These are like potato thirds, and he picks up just a piece of. We'll say he's eating cheeseburgers, and he picks up the burger and eats it. And he's staring at you the whole time, and he waits for you to pick up the next piece of potato, and then he picks up a cheeseburger.
I'm racing cheeseburgers to potatoes.
The size difference is appropriate.
Fair enough.
And this will go on. Let me get a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
And I will roll for the Yeti.
Nice. I'll take it.
Okay. The Yeti gets a 23. to
Yeah.
your 20. And so here's how this works. You're growing, and just when you're starting to feel full, you see the Yeti, but he burps. And he looks around, and he takes the next cheeseburger and dips it in water, and then continues to eat. And you're at your absolute limit. You feel yourself like pushing food, and it's coming up. It won't stay, and you have to admit defeat at the exact moment the cake pounding starts.
Okay. I admit defeat, but I do it to the limit at which I vomit on him.
Oh,
Oh wow, that changes the
and
tone
then
of
hopefully we
everything.
get the cake. And then hopefully we get the cake.
All right, so we'll say the. I mean,
Did you just puke on our mark?
how harmless or
What is
aggressive
vomit
is
hurt?
this puke attempt? Because
Right down the middle. Like there's a hint that it was geared towards him, but it wasn't malicious. It's actually okay. So the intent is actually to figure out how much Durant values the Yeti. I'm pushing the buttons just a little bit to see if he does anything.
all right, give me an insight check. Okay. While this is happening, Durant has looked at you once, and then feigned ignoring you. As you a bit, it lands on the Yeti's lap, and he looks down at it. The most recent potato you tried to put down, and he takes his paw and he scoops it up, and and he just starts eating.
oh.
He grabs another cheeseburger, and this is when the cake starts. And you see Durant kind of. He puts his fingers.
Okay, so as a sympathetic puke, let me know when you're done talking.
We're done.
Yeah, I clapped to that
Yeah.
to the sound of the beat of the pounding cake too.
Oh,
Yep, we were reaching my limit too.
oh.
I don't have any limits.
Clay doesn't care.
Wasn't last actual Delvers full of vomit too? Like, what is it with you and vomiting, J-Bo?
The Yeti will continue to eat until the end of the cake pounding, and then he'll finish off with a piece of cake.
I'll eat my cake too, since I vomited. I think I have room.
Oh, been there. All right, so
I just like to note I had a salad for the meal.
okay, all right. The floor hasn't taunted you since this morning, and it does
Yay.
not taunt you when you leave.
Yay.
Floor is taunting you.
I'm enjoying this passive aggressive, concerned school.
But the salad was particularly good. You found that it was tasty, and thank you for the 120 bits. Is that a sword? Nice.
That is.
Hunter's
That's very
cheer.
pretty sword. Question.
Yes, answers.
I do not know if you didn't comment on it at all, but my charisma check when I came in after using my inspiration was a 20.
Okay, and you made a bow. That's what it was. Okay, so
I just did like a little head nod bow of acknowledgement to, in a very like formal, noble-y sort of way.
you got probably the best response from him you could at the moment. He ignored you. He saw you
That's good.
and ignored you.
Good. And then Nibbles, and then the Gwynna, and I'm just like,
We could start describing it again.
nope.
I lost my token.
Oh
boss.
shit! I was wondering. I will get your token. I was wondering why the top score at the top of the chat were such low numbers. That's gift subscriptions. That's not cheers.
And doesn't it reset as well, like every month?
Apparently,
Yeah,
I
it
get to choose
resets.
between them, and it should show up as bits again. But
You can hit the over buttons, and it scrolls between the two.
oh,
I
you
see.
guys can scroll too. Okay, I thought I could set it, but okay. I was like, man,
Yeah.
why is it not updated? I know Spoopy's definitely put more than 19 bits on this. No, that's gift subs. Thank you. I think that's like this month.
Yeah, that's February.
Crazy.
Cheers.
69 total.
By the way, doing some math, a handful, a percentage, a non-insignificant percentage stuck around and resub. So thanks for that inspiration, Spoops. And Cranky and Sadra. And Jamie. All right, so Jamie's token. Where did you go?
I don't know. I thought
Um,
I was following along, but I might still be outside the classroom.
No, I think you're under somebody.
Am I under the Yeti?
I hope not.
Did Fuzzy sit on me?
Fuzzy didn't. Nibbles didn't. Durant didn't.
So if you highlighted your person and
There you are.
accidentally hit the
You're under
delete button on the
Gwenna.
keyboard. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
She was splashing around with the kick so hard.
You just can't see me. I'm covered in cake.
So many cake.
Chocolate cake
That's like a
covered gnome.
3-layer cake. Oh.
Oh.
All right. So lunch period ends and your schedule lights up again, and me pulling up your schedule is probably a good thing.
Prayer.
It is prayer hall, which the lights up to. Let me find the room. Taking you back to the first classroom, the abjuration classroom. So I'll give you that easy red line. From here up, down to there. So if you go north, you'll find the red line. And the floor lights up aglow with the red line as you look at your paper and direct yourself to prayer hall. As you follow it, you walk in. There are no other students here this time. There is just Krang, the Tortle abjuration professor. And I will pan myself over.
Can I go back to lunch? It was much more interesting in the cake.
Well, as it turns out, this isn't an interesting period. This is like study hall. Except
I'm covered in cake.
after a short explanation, you must sit quietly in prayer for the duration. And of course, they expect it to be for Actun. And Krang will watch each of you in turn and observe.
Is there any like
Silent prayer.
holy or religious like?
I'm just laying down and sleeping because I imagine he doesn't care about us.
That's probably fair.
All right, get my long rest in. No.
There's
Does
at least
this
a couple
count as a short rest?
It does. It does. It will count as a short rest.
Excellent. I have nothing to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So he does. You see a mark attendance for Granite, Gwenna, and Clay.
Is this the one that forgets things all the time?
No,
No.
that was the old man. There I am. Clay, why are you sitting on my lap? There we go.
Wait,
This is
You
the one that
were
had
for
you
a second.
hit.
I moved you.
This is the one that had you hit
Oh.
each other. Hit your
We have
bodyguards.
to, like... Oh.
He essentially tells you will spend this 3-hour period in reflection and in prayer to Actun, and then leaves you be. And he kind of walks back to the table, opens up a book, and begins to read it and glances up occasionally at you. So if you choose to do nothing for this period, it will go by pretty quickly in game terms. But otherwise, what do you do for 3 hours?
I mean, is there something we can... I don't think there's anything I want to do that's not pretending to pray.
Finn will pull out a piece of paper and quill and begin writing something.
Okay.
Gwenna's praying for the goblin
Okay.
that she killed.
outwardly it will appear that I'm praying. Inwardly, what I'm doing is I'm going to spend some time visualizing shooting the bow and hitting the target.
Okay.
Who's the target?
And then I'm also going just a target. just and
A cake.
sure. And
Jeez.
also thinking back about all the spells that I know and trying to figure out which ones can hurt me and which ones are safe.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything particular they want to highlight?
After writing, Finn is going to pull out and polish their weapons.
Okay.
I will use this time to go over all that has happened in my head.
Okay. And you reflect back to the journey across the seas, the fight with the Leviathan, the Kraken, finally making it to port, dealing with the Steel City's particular brand of spycraft as you tried to rescue the captain, getting on the train, making it to school, and starting your first couple of days and kind of reflecting on the mission and why you're here. Yeah. Why are
Who
you
remembers what?
here? That's the thought that I guess I'm asking those who are actually reflecting on their whole journey to reflect back for yourself and for the people watching.
Why am I here? Hmm. There's literally nothing I can say out loud in this classroom.
No, I'm asking you to talk. I'm sorry. I guess I'm asking you to talk.
Talk your thoughts.
Talk your thoughts out.
Are
Yeah,
you-
thank you.
Are you wanting inner monologue? Is
I
that what
am.
you're
That
wanting?
maybe I should
Yep.
be more clear. Since she's being introspective, it's a good moment.
I am going to probably be praying, but praying to Sanilis, and reflecting on how I found myself in Loros's army doing spy work in Ektun as a follower of a god that's not in this war.
We'll say I'm going to leave you with a story beat to think on.
Mhm.
A vision, a premonition, a dream that's no obvious sign from a god, nothing that you can cement into reality, but there's the potential that the world will soon be a much more dangerous place to live. That if the course of actions of the world don't change, then the wars and the fighting don't change, it won't be a safe place for those you love. And you reflect back to a certain druid if you've released onto the world.
The word you mean is unleashed.
Yes, that might be a better way of.
And you can take that whatever path you want, but that'll give you a bit of a notion of that connection. And you found whatever it is that brought you here, the helping and doing good deeds in the light of Loros, put you here. And so, unless anybody has anything they'd like to do for the next 3 hours.
If this. Nope.
Okay.
I am actually typing something up, and I'll send it to you later out of character of
Okay.
out of game what Finn was writing.
Absolutely, I'd love to see it. Okay, so it goes by pretty quietly. At the end, there's a bell, and your papers light up, and those with detention get a timer and a line. Clay, your line points back to the bathrooms.
Of course it does.
It does. With 1 hour, as in you have an hour to get there, allowing you time for dinner. For Granite, your line takes you all the way. Takes you to the offices and around to a set of stairs that you've seen but have not traversed down, and it gives you another hour as well. And for the rest of you, it's dinner and free period. What would you like to do?
Are we talking up here is where her line is?
So I will go ahead and draw these quick lines, but yes.
Appreciate it.
So there's the blue line, and that'll be for Granite. Then there's the red line, and that'll be to the northern bathrooms for Clay. And the door to the northern bathrooms is closed off, and there's a not a padlock necessarily. It's there's a chair kind of blocking the door from easy access with the sign that says maintenance required sitting on the chair. And that's where your line points, Clay.
Okay. I guess I got to go do bathroom maintenance. But I've got some time.
You do. You have a little bit of time.
Well, I'm pretty hungry from praying.
Gwenna's trying to get back to the kitchen because she didn't eat before. She just beat the shit out of cake.
Okay. And you'll find the kitchen is very much It is full again of food. It's got a range of variety this time. It seems to be seafood related for the most part. There'll still be a selection of junk food, right? Your burgers, your potatoes, but there is also some lobsters, some shrimp, some octopus, a little selection of sushi delicacies.
The seafood
Ooh.
lifts her spirits slightly.
Gonna get me some of that sushi.
All right, that's pretty good.
Wait, they have sashimi though, because like I'm doing this low carb thing.
Sure, they have sashimi.
I feel like he looked for it and then eventually it appeared just because the kitchen read his mind.
Like he went one direction, he didn't see it, he came back, and there it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. I like this kitchen, y'all.
It cares
Oh, what's
for
that
you.
Harry Potter thing? It's whatever you want will appear. It's just the kitchen version.
Oh, nice.
The room of requirement. There we go.
Room of requirement, yeah.
I see that you, Granite, are at the stairs. Would you like to begin your detention?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going with her, Finn?
Yes.
So I'm gonna grab both your tokens. Not the blue line. I'm gonna bring you down, and you're gonna be farther south on the map and to the left a little bit. I'm gonna bring you down. And as you walk down the stairs, and I'll pull the map down so they can see what you see, you come to what is obviously the dungeons. There are a series of cages, goblins, well, mostly goblins, an orc, and one tree creature. They seem like there's like bowls of food, like you would give a dog, bowls of water in the cages. There's some blood, some stool. It's filthy. And then there's a mop and a bucket off to the side and a ring of keys, as well as large shields, look like riot shields, and like spears, pokers, for what you can assume are pushing back the creatures and cleaning their cages, or transferring them to cages and cleaning the cages they're not in. And that looks to be the task ahead of you.
Sweet.
What are the races of each of these? I see, what is that, 4 goblins?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goblins on the right, 1 orc, and then 1 creature. Let me get a nature check from you.
Where's my nature? 9.
Okay. It looks like a walking tree, but that's as much as you get out of this.
Okay.
It has glowy eyes in the socket, much like I think I can show you the token.
Cute.
Where's it from?
Oh.
Yeah, you may give me a nature check if you'd like.
Sure, I'll do one of those.
Okay, this is directly straight from Silas' territory. One of her unique creations. They weren't too plentiful, but they did exist in small societies. It is let me double check. It is an average, a creature of average intelligence and sentience, much like a tree goblin.
Wonder how it got
And they're all
here.
alive?
They're all alive. You do get the sense that this is where they keep the animal, not the animals, the creatures for your
Whew.
assignments.
Okay.
Smells horrendous.
Finn will approach the goblins, at least, and say, in goblin,
Oh yeah, what languages do I speak?
because I can speak goblin.
No, I shouldn't have
What?
Oh, I was sorry. I was going through the languages I speak.
There is a flaming skull in the room.
Finn will approach and say to them in goblin, it would appear we are here to clean your cages. Do you intend to put up any sort of fight?
You can give me a persuasion at advantage since you're using goblin. With that
21.
persuasion check, they back off a little bit from the cage and show you non-aggression. These particular ones right in front of you. They'll back up a bit. They look wary.
I know.
Okay.
Granted, perhaps you would be willing to stand guard while I take care of the mess.
I'll grab one of the shields and just like stand ready.
Okay.
I would just the shield, the weapon, away for now.
I didn't bring my weapon.
Huh?
I didn't bring my weapon. Or well, I have it, but I didn't pull it.
Okay. And Finn will pull out the cleaning supplies and begin cleaning the cage.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a cleaning check. Let's call
Acrobatics.
this.
I'm proficient in that.
Like you're proficient in cleaning.
I mean, I got proficiency last night in detention.
That's fair. Go ahead and roll. Just give me a proficiency and dexterity check.
I'm gonna roll a dex saving throw because that is the number it would be.
Okay. All right. It takes some time. It's tough to get through all of these. To do it well, you keep finding yourself having to come back for gaps of blood that you've missed or stool. But you get down the cages to the orc, and he does not calm down. He looks battered and beaten, and as you approach the cage to open it, you see him back off, but you see him bend his knees like he's gonna spring.
Oh, is this fun is coming out?
Finn would. Do I know what link? I mean, orc, but I suppose we'll start in common.
Okay. What do you say?
I take it you don't intend to politely let me clean your cage. Is that correct?
Would orcs know undercommon?
They know common. Undercommon is underground. Drow and such. The orc raises his hands and says, I'm just... Yes, clean. I will not resist. His face... give me an insight check.
25.
Yo, he's lying. He's no good at it. He's still ready to spring. You see his eyes darting back and forth, looking for weapons and escape routes.
What can I do?
Listen, friend, I understand.
Thank you,
that you're
Cranky.
Yay, Cranky!
Oh, you're welcome.
I love it.
I like to reward role playing, and this is so good.
Finn will turn back to the orc and be like, I don't believe you. I
And as you
understand
say that,
you're-
he leaps at the cage and starts snarling. He grabs it. He starts trying to reach for you through the cage. And he just can't get you.
I understand your predicament. At this point, our options are either you let us clean your cage and give you at least a slightly better life, or kill you and put you down, or disable you at the very least. I don't think we should be killing you, but I don't think you want to be disabled either. And I would like to make an intimidation check.
You may do it at disadvantage.
Can I give it to her at normal by drawing my axe?
I was gonna say I have a very
behind her,
very angry.
You may add normal. Okay. We'll come back to this moment. We're going to go back to the rest of our group, who's been very patient while you cleaned up cages. Gwenna and Nibbles and Beholder and Clay, you're finishing up dinner. Clay, your timer gives you another 5 minutes.
All right, B, you got my back while I clean this bathroom.
Yeah, sure. Let's go get it
All
done.
right, let's go and get it over with.
Okay.
Excuse me, pardon me.
So, as you walk into the bathroom, I open the door and move the chair out of the way of the maintenance. You see the body of the bard on the ground. His intestines ripped from his body and spread all across the bathroom. It's very bloody. Looks like it's been smeared with handprints across all the surfaces. As much of what was inside, the elven sack that is his body pulled out and made into the biggest mess possible. And there's a mop and a bucket right outside the bathroom. It looks like your detention is, I guess they would just call this cleanup. If like the mob killed somebody, they had a cleaner.
Body disposal.
Body disposal.
I'm Mr. Wolf.
You are. It looks like one student has already fallen to the schemes of another something.
Wait, which student is this?
This
Is this our bard friend?
From the very first day.
This is the bard friend who actually has is the second time I've used the name Richard Doyle.
Oh, nice.
This is Squishy's namesake.
He was the one with the loot, and then
Yep.
That we mended.
and he
You
is
suppose,
dead.
is he super dead or is he just mostly
Oh,
dead?
he is super dead.
I mean,
His
I guess it
guts
depends on
were
your spells, but
Strewn.
Revivify wouldn't
All I
work.
could do is I could cure things if he if he has a disease or a condition. I could fix that, but that's all I got.
I mean, I guess there's raised dead.
I do not have that.
Wait, don't you?
We never even got to have class with him. Well, we had one class with him, did we not?
Do
We
I
had day
have
one
raised
with him.
You might have. I let me double check. I have all your. No, you had day one with Tobias and Durant
Oh.
in that class, and you had day two with the Yanti and the Varhulus, the Seaman, and the other.
We didn't even get to have day with him.
I mean, water breathing. I got nothing. I
Okay.
cannot help this person. I wonder though if there's somebody that.
And thank you, Sadra, for the 900 plus 180.
Woo.
You're awesome.
I guess. Like, seems to me like maybe we ought to report this to the school too.
I feel like if it's your detention, the school
they
already
know.
knows.
It's also a student, and we're not supposed to have students die. Interesting.
I know. It's intriguing.
Scrub.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well,
Any scrub
I
and
guess we'll scrub and I don't know if we got is there like a tarp? Or
There are some bags that look like they could hold pieces of body,
Body disposal bags.
but they are not
Alright, well.
full body bags.
Well, pieces of body.
Right.
Is it after curfew?
No, you have free period in the evening until lights out, and this is
Okay.
your free period being eaten up by detention.
Well, God, I feel like
Technically, we
oughta
have
report
kitchen duty
this.
right now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's right. It's all right. You got detention. There's somebody else with kitchen duty.
I mean,
Gwynna.
hey, B, do you think we just clean this up and leave the bag somewhere or what?
But it
I
seems
feel
to
like
be.
I feel like we had to tell somebody, right?
I think
I mean,
they
there
already
is a
know,
graveyard.
considering the door was locked.
Oh, they probably did they probably already know. Got it. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
set up the the wet floor sign.
I really
Okay.
haven't given you a lot of administrative interaction, have I?
No, no.
Except
All
detention.
right.
They exist, I swear.
So
They give us detention every time we see them.
Since we
The
don't
whole-
have a bags big enough for a whole body, Beholder's gonna pull out his hand axe
yeah, you see what
and
I've
just deal with it.
Okay. So then we'll move from that scene, as you two work to clean up the bathroom and kind of dispose of the body. Gwenna,
Yes.
you, and I assume Nibbles is with you, are on what is lovingly referred to as KP duty. The pots are magical, they magically cook, but they don't clean themselves. And as you walk in, you see a cleaning detail meant for 3 people plus bodyguards, so 6 people. But it's just the 2 of you. The pots are stacked to the ceiling, plates stacked half as tall, and it looks like dirt and grime, and they've been sitting all day and not soaking in any water. There's gloves and cleaning materials ready for you.
Oh, that makes her so happy.
Nibbles cracks like all his bones in his body and goes, this is nothing like the tribes back at home. We'll just start it this way. One of us scrubs really, 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 really hard. That's me. And then you do the easy work afterwards. You know, the nice, it's the small crevice areas and stuff. I get the big stuff.
No!
Okay.
She's Jessie is smiling, Gwenna is not. She's when you were describing the scrub, the really, really, really hard,
Rage scrubbing.
rage scrubbing. She's still in rage mode. This sounds appealing to her.
Oh, okay. Well, pardon me. You can scrub to your heart's content. Not so good at the little stuff, but I'll try.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just like go at it and just like start scrubbing the crap out of whatever she grabs first. I'm
Okay.
gonna assume it's a pot.
I get the hell out of the way.
Good idea, because like she's getting herself soaked and she's not really paying attention to like where leftover food is flying. She's
This is why I like prestidigitation so much.
As you work away in the kitchens, Nibbles, you'll notice first that the headmaster is in
I
the
noticed something.
dining hall. He's watching you. Tall, we can take a look at the tall armor-clad figure with the deep glowing eyes, and it looks like nearly nothing on the inside. And he just watches you clean for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep working. I'm not even gonna pay him mind.
Okay.
I'm used to this. I'm worthless.
After a while, he'll leave. After about a minute, 2 minutes.
After he leaves, I go, "Hey, Quinn, I didn't want to point it out because you're still angry, but did I know it was the headmaster?
You've recognized him. He
Okay.
greeted you when you first got here.
All right. Hey, the headmaster was watching us. Just put it on your radar. I think he was making sure someone was doing their duties. Good job, Gwenna. Rah rah."
so she's like briefly stops her scrubbing to like kind of turn towards Nibbles and go, "Thank you." And then in Primordial, she's cussing out the headmaster and the whole school and the fact that she is doing this and she is not looking for ingredients for the pie that she wanted to make, which is her whole purpose for leaving her village. And just like she's like on the verge of a breakdown right now because she's like, this is not what I wanted.
I'm so glad we have you in full color and
Yeah, I'm so glad you're really here.
Yay!
You're not.
finally. Yeah, that's
After all of that storming and stuff that Gwenna does, I'm gonna find a moment where she's not paying attention to me. I'm gonna try to scamper back, get Tuna, bring Tuna here so she has someone to help calm her down.
Okay.
good call.
Jumping Tuna is okay with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some light on Tuna and give you. I mean, here's your Hellhound token, Blink Dog token.
Sent you. I sent a token, or I posted it in our Discord.
That was really good. I'm gonna have to add that at some point.
Yes, later, but letting you know it's there.
But I mean, this isn't an ugly pooch.
No, he's so cute.
All pupper is good pupper.
All pupper is good pupper.
Okay. So you bring back Tuna, and Tuna does. It tries to nibble at your dress.
Oh yeah, if it's nibbling at the dress, I let it nibble, but I coax it while I go. Like
Okay.
it can have at the dress.
Okay, it happily follows you like a leash with the dress.
Perfect.
Okay.
Putting treats in your socks.
And
Look who wanted to see you, Gwenna. It's Tuna.
Then
That's
she'll
not
like
the right response.
no, it's a good response. It's like it's so she lets that out after her whole like tirade of cursing everything, throws down whatever she's working on. I'm gonna say it's not a breakable something because she does
Cast
throw
iron
it
pot.
down.
Tuna runs away back into the dining area when you do that. Like a,
She'll turn around and she'll just kind of like plop down onto her knees and like make noises at Tuna to be like, Tuna, okay, it's okay. I'm sorry.
I
Come
pick
here.
up the heart scrubbing while she pets her doggy.
okay, yeah, it works. Tuna will for probably the first time in the adventure work effectively as an emotional support animal.
See, she knows the right times. All the other times are the wrong times.
Moving back up to Beholder and Clay as you begin the chopping.
I've got my knife out and I'm doing small work while he does big work with the axe.
Okay. And it requires big work. It requires a good, strong, unwavering hand to get a good, clean chop. And you get pretty practiced after a few moments. But you also see the headmaster pass by the hallway. He stops and kind of pervades the scene. Both of you see him.
Is he just looking at us?
He's just watching you work. He's not saying
Okay.
anything.
I'm gonna keep working, but over my shoulder go, Headmaster, what happened here?
He takes a step forward and looks at the rest of the bathroom and says, an investigation will determine whether the answer is good work or sloppy.
I will nod thoughtfully,
The cleaning or the
Like-
murder?
like you do.
And he'll walk away, leaving you to finish your work. Probably get rid of this red and blue line eventually. Okay, and
I'm down for messing with other students all day. I'm not gonna mess with the administration right now.
I wasn't trying to tempt you.
He's just there if you want to.
And he does seem to be walking around, and he will eventually make his way down to the cages at the moment that you are currently having difficulties. And you see and hear as the orc is throwing himself against the cage violently. Let me move the camera down. Throwing himself against the cage violently, reaching out. It's rocking back and forth. You barely hear the shuffle of the headmaster's feet in the middle of the chaos.
I will
I'll turn to Gran. Perhaps we attempt that one before we deal with this one. Points
do you-
over at the tree.
I thought we already did that one.
Did we already do the tree?
You have not. You've
not
been working
claimed
your
the
way
tree.
right to left is what my
Okay.
understanding.
Cool. Sure.
Okay.
Um,
We're gonna let this dude
I'm
tire
gonna-
himself out.
Okay.
I will look at the headmaster because I will have noticed since I have that feat. And then just go back to work because I don't have anything to say to him at the moment.
Okay. He stays for a moment, and once he's realized you're not talking, he will.
Oh, Finn was gonna nod to him, just the same respectful acknowledgement.
Okay. He
then-
will. He will nod back, and then he will leave.
Ah,
At least
The
one crown
headmaster
who's not a
cares.
douchebag
right?
thus far. I mean, I haven't met Daddy yet, so there's that.
Sure.
Um,
Daddy-in-law. All right.
Finn will do the same thing with this one, attempting in common, to ask it to politely allow us to clean their cage.
What languages do you two speak?
Oh gosh, I speak so many languages. I actually have to go back and check.
Common, Elvish, Gnomish, Undercommon.
Common, Elvish, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, Primordial, and Thiefscant.
Oh wow. Okay. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
languages.
It doesn't respond, but it gets the idea. Doesn't seem to
Probably having
understand.
seen me do it too.
Yeah, it steps out of the way.
Okay.
It absolutely steps out of the way.
Clean that
gives
one
you
as well.
Kind of a mournful look and shuffles around your mop.
Is it a plant?
It is a tree, but so yes, kind of. Well, let me give you specifics. It is a plant. Yeah, it's a plant. A medium plant. A lawful neutral medium plant.
Interesting.
Get so much out of staring at their beady eyes.
It reminds me of home.
It does. Now at this time, you see the orc is starting to smash his own head into the cage. In a few moments, as he knocks himself out.
Let's go to that one.
Okay. Finn would like to make sure he is actually unconscious before they unlock it.
Sure. Give me a perception check. Yes, he definitely seems knocked out.
Okay. I would, Gran, keep an eye out. I don't want him to.
Exit shield ready.
Understood. And Finn will unlock the door, and begin cleaning.
Okay. You have a battle-free cleaning, a battle-free detention. As all of you finish your tasks, the
Sorry, Gran.
bag of bodies parts, bags of rags and bloody mop water in the south, and pruned hands and tired arms.
I mean, she's a water gymnastic. Can she really prune?
I guess
I
that
mean,
would be
Nibbles can.
really tough to prune if you were a water
Only if she
gymnast.
wants to.
She would not like to prune. She likes being prune free.
And as the evening rolls and your detention ends, how would you like to close out the night?
With food! My fasting day is over!
Okay.
Yay!
There are certainly food 24/7 in the kitchen.
That is where I will go.
Having just cleaned up what I cleaned up, I have no interest in any food.
Okay.
That's never a problem for... That is never a problem for me.
Hey, boss, will you put us back in the main building?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure you want to go do things with people. Do-do-do. Hey, go ahead and... So, can you find your way? You don't have to. Just asking.
I mean, I can find my. I don't know where you put me. Oh, you put us down there. Okay.
That's actually not where you were. You
No,
weren't
that
even
is
coming out
not. That's why I was
Here,
really
let me just
confused.
Give you the rest of it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're falling in the middle of buildings. Okay. So, after a hard day of fitting in, trying to, fit into the best word I have, you take a look at your schedule. And with evocation, protection, so evocation, divination, and abjuration behind you, ahead of you lies evocation's lab tomorrow morning. And enchantments 101. And maybe, just maybe, your first free evening.
Not sure about that one.
I'm dubious.
I hope so. But maybe not. And with that,
This
ladies
free
and gentlemen.
evening that'll get us our third detention.
When's the last time you leveled up?
Right now.
now?
Yeah, imagine
right
that.
now.
Go ahead and level up one time. And with that, guys, we're gonna call the session to a close. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out as they try to get through this hellish school. I thought you might have killed Durant right there. I was like, that's a possibility.
And then Finn would become Anthony.
What do I have to do?
We've got a backup plan.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Daddy could res him. Pretty sure Daddy could.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You have his hall pass. What does that mean?
That
Maybe
means
we'll
that
find
I
out.
don't have to stay in bed anymore because it's not against the rules for me to be out of bed after hours.
Excuse you, who has the hall pass? Who can turn into Durant?
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, I can turn into him. I can't turn into his clothes, though.
Well, tomorrow night, if we actually have free time, then we can do free time doing stuff. And then after the night, I'm gonna go exploring as an animal because I want to map this out.
Yeah, you have two hall passes. The cat hall pass and the
Well,
pass hall pass.
Gwenna probably
Technically,
could do the
yeah, I
same
was gonna say
thing.
technically we could do
She
3, but I
can,
don't
3
think
hall
Gwenna
passes.
is 3 hall passes.
Well,
I can pretend to be a cat.
I
Hey,
would love to see it.
Meow.
Meow.
All right, I'm gonna close out the stream, and then I will then we'll hang out and we'll chat some more, guys. Thank you for watching. Go check out any of these fancy people in the Discord. They hang out. They talk about the things they love. Like, wait a minute, let me pull it up. Like
Hi,
this,
Panda.
like this dog that I have tuna photos of.
Dog,
Oh, share it.
Dog.
Okay,
Dog.
yeah, let me share it. That's fair.
I did not draw this. I found it on the internet, and it's beautiful.
Here we go. That is
I'm
tuna.
happy.
And we can't
So
see it
happy.
yet until it shows up on stream.
Um,
Yay, lag.
They talk about this show. There's lots of Toad hyping up the show. There's videos of small cats. There's Temtems and Pokemons and Power Up. Find your goals. We're kind of doing
Yeah.
that
Oh,
together.
Find Your Goals is actually a lot of awesomeness, so A+.
We gotta keep the energy going there. And if you want to earn more Piles points to cause chaos next Tuesday, let me tell you, I'll be streaming this weekend pretty heavily. I've been slacking for about a week, so let's get out and play some games.
Are you
I
solo
forget.
now
Yeah.
until you move?
What do you mean?
Oh, I forgot exactly when Brandy said she was.
She's going. Yeah, she'll
heading
be
out.
going in about a week on vacation to see her parents, and then
Gotcha.
she'll come back right before we leave. So
Figure out your move date so that we can go up and play D&D kickoff. or send off
I
game.
would love to figure them out. You guys
I
set
know,
something
it's-
up, and I'll probably be able to come anyway because the evening is probably still free. So, awesome. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Thank you again to all the supporters. We have a Patreon where you can also be a Deputized Delver. You have interactions with the world, the campaign. I only hope I can bring you in just as tightly as this crew has. And yeah, hitting that button, everybody can dance off. And I'll even leave the behind the scenes voice open for a good 10 seconds.
Oh, that's dangerous. Dangerous.
You can't tell us
Bye.
that.
No.